Dirt Sociable is back, and our guest today is driven all the way from the West Coast. We got Zach, pro buggy driver, coming back for Bark River.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this
Here we are.
This is gonna be exciting. So
36 hours to get here. Well, plus the 2.5 to get down here. So
Yeah. That's the long haul.
yeah,
the 2-hour drive was a lot easier after I did the 30 this week. So.
yeah. Any problems on the way here?
You guys are gonna have to write a strongly worded letter to your local government.
Oh no.
Dude, 29 on the way here is just absurd.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one lane opposite lane for 2 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going crazy.
I could imagine that's not fun.
Oh, and it's Sunday, and everybody, dude, I was going nuts. I was like, "What? You guys are taking a page out of Vegas's book? You got our state flower is a traffic cone, so everywhere I'm at 29, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get through Wausau, and people are freaking out because of traffic there, and I was like, I'm gonna hit 29 and just cruise, Nope, absolutely not.
We have 2 seasons: winter and traffic or construction season.
Yeah.
Dude, there's grass growing on the other lane. That's how long the construction's been going on.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna have to mow before they start paving.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
To ERX going down 29, and I drove a semi.
Oh, because
And-
it's all the way to Minnesota border, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The worst part is, like, when you're in a truck, I mean, you got a pretty big truck, so you probably do run into this issue, but, like, when you're in a car and they put the cones over the line, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
When you're on something that consumes pretty much the whole lane and they take up a cone's worth of a lane, like, you're already hitting the rumble strip, and it sucks. Yeah, I don't know a state that I can say has the best roads. I mean, I've traveled quite a bit. I'm sure you've traveled quite a bit already.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska's fine when there's not a lot of traffic or construction. It's pretty just because it's straight. You can pretty much fall asleep and make it there safe. But everywhere's just nuts. And Vegas, like out by us, it's growing so fast. Like I first moved out there in 2017, and I don't know if you've ever drove into Vegas. Like, a lot of people go there, but they fly in. So when you drive into Vegas, you crest the hill, and when you can see the city, I remember when I first got there, it was like 30 or 40 minutes of driving before you actually hit like town, and you started to see like, exits and buildings and stuff. And now when you crest, it's there. Like, it starts. Amazon's got warehouse. Like, it's just, it's grown so much. And
Yeah, the racetrack used to be like far out of town, and now it feels like the racetrack's there, and then you're already hitting Boulevard.
yeah, it's, and then Henderson, right? Because that's where I live. I live on the south side, so I live in Henderson technically, and that's out to the mountain. Like, there's nowhere else to go to, so that's just, it's growing really fast, and especially with like all the stuff California's doing, like everybody's getting out of there, selling their houses, putting cash in their pocket, and coming to Vegas, and it's just too much. It's
Vegas is really booming. Like, I've used to go 3-4 times a year pretty regularly. So like you said, it's growing.
It's nuts, dude. It's too much going on out there, and it's hot. When I left, it was 116. So,
Oh my gosh!
yeah.
And now you're gonna come here. Bark River's supposed to be like mid-70s.
Dude, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
A little drizzly today, 65 degrees. I'm in heaven, dude. You're never going to hear me complain.
So are you coming to stay then, or
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll see?
We'll see. There might be some plans in the future. So,
All right.
yeah.
Then let's see how the race weekend goes. And,
Well, I just got to get my wife fully on board, but
Well, show her the weather.
I know. Yeah.
Just don't take 29.
I know. Yeah, we're going to avoid that. I'm going to fly her in, so she ain't got to worry.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, there's construction all around here too, so
Yeah.
around the airport, so you might be downside, but either way, the weather will hopefully talk her into it.
Yeah.
So let's dive into what those current plans are. I mean, I feel like when I was scrolling through your Instagram, I know you, but I don't know you. And let's talk about the current plans and then get into some of your history.
Yeah. So for 2026, I'm going to race Bark River, Fall Cranon, and Glen Helen. And then the plans were to try to do a full season for 27. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go yet. I've got some business stuff that I'm kind of working on, so I might have to do a partial season next year too. It just kind of depends, like funding as well, trying to get some more partners on board. And if I happen to find a bigger primary sponsor that's not me, maybe those plans will change. But yeah, I got a bunch of stuff in the works because the business that I own, C2C Transport, is based out of Oshkosh. It's based out of here.
Oh, okay.
So all of our business operations are in Wisconsin, and then there's plans to start another one. It will be in the Wisconsin area as well. So trying to get that stuff rolling. Racing might have to be secondary. Yeah, but at least I have the car now, and I can kind of pick and choose when I want to, you know. Glen Helen will be nice because it's convenient for now.
Yeah.
And then if plans change and I don't live out there anymore, then it's going to be a pain in the butt. But
at least I'm sure you still have contacts out there that you'll be able to use, you know.
Yeah.
That's always
so
nice.
Networking is huge, you know, it helps a lot. But so that's the plan. And just completely rebuilt the car. I bought it in February and spent pretty much every waking hour trying to get the thing completely tore down and sandblasted and rebuilt it from the ground up, and wanted to make it perfect so that way when I show up to Bark River, it's on me and not the car. And dealt with some adversity this week already, and tried to run it at Schwabe's yesterday and didn't run, so had to deal with that yesterday. But
that's right, get the bugs out now instead of over the weekend.
So hopefully it's dialed now. I got a couple of things to do, but put it in the box and should be ready for Bark River. So I'm excited. Bark River's like the best track in my opinion, and I've never actually driven on it. I've obviously been there helping people for years, and it's hands down like the best track we got, I think, and I'm really pumped for it. So I'm excited.
I would say a lot of people do say Bark River is the best track.
So back in the day, it wasn't everybody's number one because before they changed the dirt, it was super rocky. And like I remember working on Pro 2s back in the day, and we were having to change calipers and rotors in between race days because it would smoke the brakes so bad. It would just tear up everything. It was really hard on like rotation parts and stuff like that. But now I haven't been there since, I think it was 2017 was the last time I was at Bark River for a race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've heard and seen that the dirt is different now. So I'm excited to kind of see how that goes.
The layout's different too.
Well, a little. Yeah, I'm excited to see how that goes because I did like the 3-pack after the ski jump, and I know that isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
So I'd be excited to see how all that turns out.
Yeah, so, and the county road. Tabletop's gone too.
Dude, we used to hit the pavement, man.
That's a long time ago.
That was the good old days, man.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever remember seeing a race that they hit the pavement.
No,
but I know I've seen it in like video, but I know I
was real young, but I remember when we were still hitting the pavement. It was awesome. Yeah. They should definitely bring that back, but the permitting's probably a nightmare.
Oh, I could only imagine now.
They already have it closed, so I mean,
I am sure their insurance or some level of permit probably doesn't love if you were going on the road.
Yeah. So, all right, talking about the buggy.
Yeah.
The buggy's got a lot of history.
It does. Yeah. So, I believe, and I'm terrible with years. Matt Gerald actually checked me on TikTok about it, but I believe the car was built in 2009. Okay. It's a Gen 1 Alumacraft Pro Buggy. I heard through the grapevine that Rob Mack raced it at one point. I'm not entirely sure. I know that he raced a Gen 1 Alumacraft. I don't know if it was that one for sure.
Yeah.
I know 100% that it was CJ's car. He raced that Pro Buggy. And then the Schwabe, Scott bought it from them. And then Scott raced it for a few years, and then Ryan raced it.
Yeah.
So I've worked on that car since the Schwabes have owned it.
So that's the one that CJ won the championship in?
I believe he won the championship in it. Yeah, it was Traxxas. Yeah, Traxxas Pro Buggy.
Cool.
It's got some history on it for sure then.
It's got some laps on her. Yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So one of the reasons, like, one of the big selling points for me to buy it was the fact that I know the history on it.
Yeah.
I was super familiar with it because I literally wrenched on it for years. So. Yeah.
You know where all the cross threads are.
I know where everything's at. Yeah, exactly.
So have you actually raced before, or is this going to be
in short course?
In short course.
So I rented that car at Fall Crandon last year.
Okay.
And I raced that weekend, and then I bought it. So that's the only actual short course racing I've done. I've done a ton of racing prior to that in my past. I guess we can kind of talk about where I come from, you know?
Yeah.
So my dad was the one who got me into racing. He started racing snowmobiles in 96. He did the Northwoods Challenge endurance races. And he was in the semi-pro class, and then I think he ran some pro stuff. But he did that from 96 to, I want to say 2003 or 2004. Like I said, terrible with years. But he did the Northwoods Challenge endurance racing. He dabbled in a little bit of snowcross. And then when I was, I want to say like 5, he bought me a little 120, Polaris 120.
Oh, the kitty cat or whatever they
Sort
call
of, yep.
Yeah.
And I started racing that and started racing pedal bikes. And then I raced snowmobiles for as long as I could. I think I was 18 or 19 when I stopped.
Okay. Did you race against Rayford?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know what he raced.
I don't know like the classes, but I just know he was pretty involved in them.
I did a lot of oval racing, so
okay.
a lot of ice oval racing, and then I did grass drags in the summertime, and
Yeah.
then I dabbled in a little bit of circle track asphalt stuff. Didn't really have the money, didn't really have the patience, and then I played around with some dirt circle track stuff a little bit. Dealt with a lot of injuries, so then I kind of stepped away from that and focused more on wrenching on short course trucks, and actually did that for a living. In 2017, I got hired by Patrick Clark and worked for him for a season. And that's why I actually moved out to Vegas, was to work on that team.
Yeah. Because you co-piloted for some stuff too, or was that just for pre-run?
I did some co-driving in the desert. So let me back up a little bit. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So I started racing when I was really young, and then my dad went to Crandon because we lived in Rhinelander.
Yeah.
So my parents' house is like 20 minutes from the track. But my dad always went to Crandon and loved it. And then he started working on, in 2001, Tommy Bradley and Larry Gorley raced the twin Quick and Bright truck. They were bright yellow Quick and Bright trucks,
Yeah.
Pro 2s. My dad was a mechanic on that team, and that kind of kick-started him and I into the short course world.
Yep.
That team only raced for 1 year. The next year, he knew the Schwabies, but he didn't know them like that well.
Yeah.
And kind of just asked Scott, like, hey, can I help? And then from there, it just took off, and we helped him for years and went to every race and worked at the shop whenever we could. And then they became family, you know. And then I actually worked there full time, just kind of doing whatever needed to be done for quite a few years. And then where did I go from there? So then when I started to get older, I would go to the track with the Schwabies, and I would work on the super buggies at the time, super pro sportsman ultra buggies.
Yeah.
And I would work on the buggies during, like, when stuff needed to be done. And then I would float over to somebody else's pit and go work on a Pro 2. So, like, Mike Oberg was one of the teams that I would go help. When I had some free time, I'd go over there and try and wrench on the trucks, put the team shirt on and go wrench on the trucks, take it off, go back to the Schwabies. I did that with Mike Oberg. I did that with Joe Sylvester in Pro Light.
Oh, yeah.
I did that with Brad Lovell and then Bobby Runyon on his Pro Light. I did that with Andy Zipperer when they had 11 cars under the tent. I think they had 2 light buggies. They had a super buggy and then a Pro 2.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was back and forth to Brad Lovell a lot, helped him out a lot at the races, traveled with him. And then, kind of took a back seat, started to do schooling, college, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then got the call from one of the Roush guys and said, hey, Patrick Clark is looking for somebody that's kind of experienced to go work on a race truck. So I said, cool, packed my stuff. 2 weeks later, just left lacrosse and moved out to Vegas overnight. My parents didn't even know I was going. I just left.
Jeez. To be young again.
I know. And then did that for a season, and then was kind of like laid off, sort of, kind of thing. It was kind of a weird deal, but and then got into desert racing. Got hired by CJ Hutchins to be crew chief, team manager, Mr. Do Everything on their Class 1 car team. And they were chasing the big races, like your Vegas to Reno, Baja 1000, Silver State 300, and stuff like that. They were chasing those to try to just go get wins. And then 2019, they were like, all right, we want to win a championship. And this is no lie. I looked at the owner and I said, make sure I got enough money in the budget. Make sure we got enough volunteers. And we will win a championship in 2019. And they hadn't won a championship. They started racing Class 1 in 2013. And they won a ton of races, but they never won a championship.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, give me the reins. We can win a championship. If we don't win a championship at the end of 2019, you can literally fire me in the pits.
Yeah.
And I won't.
All on the line.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And I was dead serious about it. And the first race of the year, Parker 425, we were leading, lost the CV joint. And I started to get a little nervous. So it was raining, it was pouring, because it's like a February race, or it used to be like a February race, so the weather was crap.
Yeah.
And I was trying to walk the driver and the co-driver through how to do a CV over the radio.
Oh.
So I was getting even more nervous, because I was like, oh, they're good. They can just change the CV. And they're like, the CV was in pieces in the bag, so how do we put the CV back together? Because if you put the stars in wrong or the cage in wrong, it'll blow to pieces or it'll lock up.
Yeah.
So I was like, so we ended up taking 7th in class, finished.
Yeah.
And I started to get real nervous. I was like, boy, was that a stupid move to say.
Guarantee this.
Yeah. And then we went to the next race was, I think, the 400 or something like that. And we had a bunch of problems and took 3rd. And I was like, oh, this is going to be tough. And then we won the rest of the races and then ended up winning the championship.
Yeah.
And that was cool. And then in 2018, this is where my racing life got out of hand. In 2018, I joined the board of directors for Snore, which is I call it like a semi-pro desert racing series out in Vegas.
Southern Nevada
off-road racing enthusiasts. It's a mouthful, yeah.
Yeah.
So I joined the board of directors there to go volunteer and help out. And then the next year they said, we need a race director.
Yeah.
And I was dumb enough to raise my hand and say, hell yeah, I'll do that. So I was the race director for 3 years there. Changed a lot of rules, changed a lot of how things were done. And I think I did, after the 3 years, I did 1 year of vice president, and then I had to get out of it because it was very time consuming.
Oh, I can imagine.
Stuff like that, yeah.
We talked to a couple people that just put on one race, let alone being the director for a whole.
Well, and with the desert stuff, like it's a little different. When you're race director, it's a little different than short course. You are the permit holder for the event with the BLM. You are the direct contact for law enforcement, BLM, racer, everybody. I mean, your phone is ringing nonstop. So it was cool. I gained a lot of experience. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned how to have a little bit more appreciation for the other side of things, not just being a racer or a spectator, but actually knowing all the parts and pieces that go into that. So,
what are some of the elements that's different between the short course racing and the desert?
The
obvious.
It's a completely different ball game. So, short course isn't as friendly. Like, everybody asks me like, why do you love short course? And it's like, oh, I love the family element, you know. It's because I have the Schwabes and my dad and like all these people that I've gone, you know, Steinhardt. I've been close to all those guys for my whole life. So that family aspect of it is awesome. But like, it's not super friendly, you know, like it's tough. And maybe it's just because I'm awkward, but like walking into some random person's pit and like asking them for stuff, I have a hard time doing that. Yeah. So like I try really hard to just be self-sufficient. But in the desert, there's literally people asking you like, do you need anything today? Like,
yeah.
So it's just a little different atmosphere, like with the people. And then the racing is a lot harder in the desert because in short course, it sucks, but you can show up as a driver and have a guy spot for you or borrow a guy to spot for you. You can pretty much do it yourself. If you're in like one of the sportsman classes, light buggy, I think you could show up to a light buggy and have two guys and kind of make it.
Yeah.
You won't be having the most fun, right? But
Yeah.
you'll make it. In the desert, that's not possible.
Yeah, you need a whole team.
Yeah, like when we raced Vegas to Reno, Vegas to Reno that's a tough race. But when we raced the Baja 1000, so I worked for Green Army as well. So when I was working for Hutchins, I keep forgetting about shit. Sorry. So when I was working for Hutchins, we were only doing the United States races. That was the best bang for our buck. That's what our sponsors wanted us to do. And we were kind of just chasing TV time because it was on like MAV TV and stuff like that. So we were just kind of chasing TV time. Well, I actually worked for a team, Green Army, Justin Davis. He raced Class 1 as well, but he only raced down in Mexico. So I would go down there, and I would be down in Mexico for 9 or 10 weeks out of the year, every year. I would do San Felipe 250, Baja 400, Baja 500, and then the 1,000. And when we would do the 1,000, we were down there for 2.5 weeks straight. So we'd go pre-run 3,000 miles, and then we would go race, and then we'd go home. So
you've had a lot of good tacos.
I've had a lot, yeah. I've been down there long enough, you get sick of tacos.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm good. Get me a hamburger. So that I think at one of the Baja 1000s, we had 34 people.
Wow. For one team.
7 trucks.
7 trucks. Okay.
7 trucks. No. That was one Class 1 car, 7 chase trucks, 30-some people. It was tough. Yeah, that's a tough race to do. I also did that race chasing a quad once, and that was crazy. For the 50th, I think. That was insane. I got on a plane, so this guy calls me up. Hey, we're racing a Bombardier Can-Am 4-wheel drive
big things,
utility vehicle in the Baja 1000. We need your help. We heard that you know how to chase races down there. And I was like, what are you guys thinking, you know? Or we're going to run the Pro Open class, which is against like TRX 450, like fully built bike, you know, quads and stuff like that. I was like, all right. I was like, what do you need? He's like, I need you to get on a plane and go to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Okay. So I flew to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, got into a pickup truck with a spare 4-wheeler in the back of it, and drove all the way from Jackson Hole, Wyoming to Ensenada, Mexico. Slept for 2 hours, got up, and then had to beat him to Bay of LA so I could get a rider swap. I was actually supposed to ride a section, ended up not doing that because it was just a disaster of a race.
Yeah.
And we got caught by the trophy trucks, which was terrifying.
I would bet.
But we got caught by the trophy trucks like 200 miles from the finish. We ended up finishing, I think we took like second or something, but that was insane.
Yeah.
I would sure trophy truck hunting one of those down would be terrifying.
It's, yeah. And the technology on trophy trucks is even more insane now than it was then, you know? I mean, even in 5 years, the technology in desert has gone a little crazy in my opinion, but yeah, so like desert racing is extremely hard to pull off without a ton of people. So like budgets, I would say budgets are kind of similar if you stay out of the trophy trucks and the class 1s, and even the class 10s are, I mean, they're 150 grand. They're pretty expensive.
Yeah.
But like the actual racing budget is probably a little similar. Maybe the travel cost is a little more in the desert, but It's the people. You need a ton of people that aren't going to get paid, that are going to take a bunch of time off and go sit out in the desert and watch you drive by, you know? So
well, even if you don't pay them,
Once every
you've
few
got to get
hours.
them there. Like getting flights and meals for all these guys, that's costly enough.
yeah. And then like marketing it is very difficult. Like unless you're like a bad son of a gun, it's very tough to get partners and stuff like that, because the TV time isn't great, and it's not you can't put a grandstand out there and show off to a bunch of people because you're out in the desert. You're out in the middle of nowhere. So
Yeah, when we went to the Mint, it was like, where do you go? Because you could see them in the beginning, but then like they're in the desert for so long. So it's even if you go to one point, you see them go by, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
it's very different.
yeah.
So one of my questions was going to be then, what elements do you think short course could take from desert and maybe vice versa to kind of make that more exciting? Because like you said, you can't put grandstands out there. So
I think the TV packages would probably have to be stepped up quite a bit in the desert, just because of the way that consumers take in media nowadays. I think that you'd probably have to you'd have to dial down the courses a little bit and not do like this weekend they're doing Vegas to Reno backwards, right? They're doing Reno to Vegas for the first time. And you'd probably have to have like, I don't know, $250,000 in live streaming add-ons for drones and helicopters. And if helicopters are legal with permit, like it's a lot. Short course is a little easier to set up, 8-10 cameras. And I know that it's not easy to get a TV package. Like, don't get me wrong, that stuff's difficult. I think Champ's doing a good job with Flow. There's some stuff that I would, if I were in charge, I'd probably do a little differently. But so it's a lot easier for short course to have like a good media reach.
Yeah.
I also think that close quarters racing for consumers nowadays, because the attention span is low and they want it exciting and they want it right now.
Yeah.
That probably helps. And I think there's stuff with the desert that could be done differently to make that happen. Like when I was race director, we have a big race. Snore has their biggest race of the year is called Rage at the River. It's in Laughlin. Yep. And that used to be, we would get 400 or 500 cars for the weekend. It was insane. Well, one year we put up a ton of money and we got like 40 Class 11s to show up. That was my goal, was like, I want the biggest, baddest Class 11 race. Because I didn't, like when I was race director, I was like, I don't care about the trophy trucks. I don't care. They want to show up, good for them. But I don't care about them. Snore is all about sports. It's kind of like one of my grievances with short course that we'll probably get into.
Yeah.
But like Snore is built for the sportsman. It said, we can put up, like we were putting up 20, 30 grand for a weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
We'd
good.
take all them, like we would budget and we would say, okay, our permit is 50 grand for this weekend for the BLM to use that land. Then we have to budget another 10 to 15 grand for a reclamation cost, like going out and fixing the course, fixing fences, whatever. And then your miscellaneous security, emergency services, like all this. And whatever was left, we would say, okay, well, if we can get 400 cars, we take all that entry fee money, pay our bills. And my question to everybody in the board of directors meetings was, what's left? And they would say, well, we should have 80 grand left when it's all said and done, right? And I would go, okay, well, we put 15 aside so we can roll that into the next race so that we're not completely empty in our bank account.
You're not starting at zero, yeah.
Yep.
And we take the rest of it, which, you're talking 50, 60 grand. I said, put it all back. And these are the classes that I would do. I would do Class 11, Class 1, 2, 1600, right? Which is a massive, that's a big deal out there. If you're a fast 1600 guy, it damn near puts you in the Hall of Fame. And then like I would pick a random like 7S where it's like we only get like 6 or 7 trucks. I'd put $5 grand in that thing, see if we can get a couple more to show up.
Yeah.
And they would. So one year we had like 40 Class 11 show up. And what we normally do at Rage at the River is we set them up in rows of 3 and then we send them out 15, 20 seconds a row. I did a land rush.
Oh, Nice.
And it was badass. It was awesome. And I'm pretty sure that one of the media guys did a video of it, and it went like semi-viral.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was 40 Class 11s taking a land rush at Rage at the River one year. It was
were
awesome.
they across, like 40 across, or were there?
No, it was like, I think it was 15 or 18, and then 18, and then the rest filled in.
Yeah.
And it goes, when you start at Rage at the River, you go uphill, and it goes into like a 2-lane track into what we call the moon bumps, which are anywhere from 4 to 7 foot nasty square edge rollers that are all off camber. So like you can just see all these, like by the time they got to that section, there's already fenders hanging off and all this stuff. It was
Looked
nuts.
like a war already happened.
Yeah.
That's
But-
awesome.
They had a land rush like that at KOH just recently, I think.
Did
right?
they?
Yeah, with the Class 11s.
See, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing, is like, how can we get those guys to show up? You know, because you got Class 11s, you got $100,000 Class 11s, but you also have $11 Class 11s show up. And they're all just, and those guys are. I had a guy go through tech with a surfboard on the top of the thing, and I was like, "Hey,
Slow
man,
ride.
yes, that was his first race showing up. He had a cooler and a surfboard on the car.
Yeah,
And I
he
was
still
like,
does.
And I was like, hey, man, so the cooler's fine, but like I kind of have an issue with the surfboard. And he was like, come on, man, can I at least? And I was like, you can leave it on for the fun run and get some media so it looks like you're racing. I was like, I can't have you race with a surfboard on the top of the car. Like, come on, man.
I'm pretty sure Crandon, when they had the big race, I think he won or he got podium, and he opened up the cooler and
Yeah.
he had a beer in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty sure that thing exploded like a grenade.
Those are my kind of people, for
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are. They were supposed to come to Bark River, but some stuff fell through on that.
Yeah, I
guess.
wish they could have made that happen.
Yeah, that would have been sweet for the 50th. Yeah,
I
or
think,
even every year.
I think the last thing I'll say about like what each other can learn is I think Desert needs to take a page out of Short Course's book with safety. I think they kind of need to. I think they need to mandate some fire suppression stuff, and then I think adversely, I think Short Course needs to take a page out of Desert, where if it's in the rules, that's a rule.
Yeah,
And there is no, well, I don't really know how it's going to be called today. You know, like
Yeah.
you go to the Desert, especially Snore. Well, when I was running it, it was like, this is it. This is the rule. It is what it is. Sorry, man. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. But like everybody knew like how it was going to be called every week that they showed up. And I think that helps a lot with like just transparency and
yeah,
making people feel a little more comfortable with passing tech. So
yeah. In Short Course, we get it's like after every race is like there's a memo that goes out. Sometimes everybody gets it.
yeah. So like, yeah, like I don't want to get in any trouble here, but I think that there's a lot of tuning up we could do in the tech department with Short Course.
The last 2 years, I would say, has been drastically improved.
And that's a good thing to hear.
Yeah.
I know for a while there it was pretty rough, but they just I don't know, man. They got to go about some things a little differently and kind of have a little bit more transparency with the guy. Because like I'll give you a really good example, and this is just completely transparent and honest. The ride height rule in Pro Buggy is 10 inches at the lowest point of the car. Okay.
Yeah.
So it could be the head of a bolt. Who knows? Your skid plate's bent down. That's got to clear 10 inches, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I have my car at 11 and a half because I'm a little nervous about what bar you know what I mean? It's it's little stuff like that where you're like, I'd really like to be to the book just because it's available to be to the book, but it's like, I don't really know
where they're going to, where that point is.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of instances over the years with like my dad's light buggy program that's like, well, that's interesting that's now being looked at the way that it, you know what I mean? Just stuff like that.
Even in recent years in light buggy, I know a little bit about that class too. They've looked at some things and it's like, these parts are how old and you're going to tech to that now, and how many years was that part around? Like that's the part, like to your point, the transparency of it is what matters.
Yeah. You just want to be confident when you show up. Like it's hard to get a race car to the track, right? And you just want to make sure, like, okay, if I read the rules and I build the car to the rules, right? We're racers. We're going to push it. I understand. And I like the fact that tech guys are going to kind of check. But, like, I know that it's probably a hot button issue right now, but what happened with the fire socks at, was it ERX?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was handled completely wrong. And I know, like, again, I ran a race series. It's not easy. And you do kind of snap react when you get pissed. As someone who had to make decisions like that, you're like, you guys are idiots. We tell you in the rule books to wear your socks, right? And this dude just got burnt. Yeah. I would have had a conversation with everybody. I would have had an emergency drivers meeting that said, hey, this is it. Get your darn socks on, you know? Instead of, like, just slapping people with, like, I get both sides of it. I get that we should have our socks on, but I also get the point of, like, all right, man, let's try to go about this a little differently than disqualifying half of an entire race, you know?
Well, yeah. Not only that, it's like twofold too. It's all of a sudden it becomes who's more connected because you hear about it through the grapevine. Now you can prepare where other drivers might not be as well connected and they can't prepare to put the socks on or whatever. I mean, granted, you should have them on anyways.
Agreed.
But
yeah.
At the end of the day, it really benefited more people that were more connected because they could hear from other people what they were looking at.
Yeah. Well, and hopefully the series kind of hears the feedback on it and goes, okay, well, in the future, if something like that happens, then we'll, you know, or maybe they won't. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
At least we have a place to race. That's what I keep telling. That's
exactly.
Honestly, like, what I keep telling myself is, like, I've been through the ebbs and flows of Core to Wasor to Torque to Lucas Oil Off-Road Midwest Championship League or whatever the hell that was. Like, I've
seen, nailed that pretty good, I think.
I've seen the ebbs and flows of it, and I'm just happy that we still have places to race and that not all the weight is put back on more shoulders to keep something together for us. That I'm grateful. And, you know, everybody's got their qualms and everybody gets a little pissy about certain things if it doesn't go their way or whatever the case may be. But I'm just happy that we have a place for us to all go race and enjoy it. So
I guess I'll say something on the sock deal. I think that when they tech you in the beginning of the weekend, they look through your bag and they make sure that that's something that you have in your bag.
Agreed.
And that you should have to be, like, at that point, they shouldn't have to babysit the drivers. And it should be put on them. Now, if you show up to the podium and your pants leg is up and they can see you don't have your sock on and you make it publicly that, dude, I'm not even putting my seatbelt on when I drive the car type deal, then, discipline them, and it should be extreme.
Yeah.
Instead of checking everybody at either the podium or as they go out. Yeah. Like, that's like...
but it's twofold, too.
Seems like babysitting.
Like you said, I think the penalty should be extreme because, to your point, we want a place to still race. And those are the type of things that can add up to make it where maybe you can't go to a track anymore because something happens, the insurance gets involved, and all of a sudden you start losing things. And, like, that's the other part of the puzzle that a lot of people don't think about. Like, it's your own safety, but you're also putting on the line the race series as well.
Yeah. And I think all the safety equipment that we have nowadays is, like, miraculous. Like, the fact that you can be in a fire for that long and come out and, you know, you didn't have socks on, so you got burnt on your ankles, or you didn't have the sock all the way, so you had burns on your chins or whatever.
Right.
Like, everything, you were just in a full fire. Like, everything else seems pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, let's just use all of it. And I know I didn't ever wore a sock, but I had the skirt. And I thought that was acceptable. Thinking now, I guess I'd probably put a sock on.
I have a skirt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use a skirt.
I'm already married. What's it matter?
Well, I don't know. I think there's some things that can be overkill too.
Yeah,
but
that's true. Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because you're right. You shouldn't have to babysit a bunch of racers, but we are racers, and it's kind of like herding cats. It's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, like I said, I'm happy that we still have places to race. And
yeah, this series is breaking records on the length of being a series.
Which says a lot about the series, but it's a good thing.
Yeah. I just hope, if anybody's listening, I hope that they do not separate it. don't separate the pros from the sportsmen. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I know that's what every other series owner has done in the past, and that's what Champ is, in my eyes, is trying to lean towards, right? There's all this talk about doing a West Coast swing and adding more races out west and blah, blah, blah. And I get it. I get the appeal and I get the want for it, but without the sportsman, you don't have this. You just don't. You don't have it. You don't have a good enough show. You don't have enough people to sustain the camping and the ticket. Like, that's just, you gotta have the sportsman, man. They keep it all. They're the glue that keeps it all together, and it's proved it time and time again.
Yeah. Honestly, without the sportsman, there wouldn't be short course anymore, because through those couple series, it was more that held it together.
1,000%. Yep.
I think that there's room for, like, going out to California. If the sportsman can't make it out there budget wise, then and the pros can start to bring some more companies into the whole series by doing that trip, then it makes sense to say, hey, if you guys can't commit most of your class to go out there, like you guys can't make the budget or you can't make the marketing on it, then yeah, let's make it an event that's pros only, try to get some marketing out there. I guess at least you can expand some and not be stuck just because, it is 75% of the people that are sportsmen or whatever can't go. So I think stretching our legs out and using the pro class to stretch our legs would be beneficial.
I do not disagree with any of that. I think that having the pros do a pro-only event in Glen Helen is a tool. It is a tool, and I think Champ did very well last year. I will commend them on that.
Did you go to Glen Helen?
I was there, yeah. I helped
it was
Schwab.
a party.
So I commend them on that. I just advise them to maybe let's keep it small, okay? Because what happened last time when Torque came in was they did the same thing. They started with one race, and then all of a sudden it was, okay, well, only the pros are going to go to Charlotte, and then only the pros are going to go to Texas, and only the pros are going to go to here.
Yeah.
And they would have, the show would start at like 5 o'clock, and it was done by like 8:30, and there was like maybe 20 total pro trucks, and it didn't work. You didn't have enough.
Yeah, you got to, if they're going to go that path, they have to do it smartly, because you have to, like Torque, in my opinion, where they failed, it was, like you said, Charlotte 1 year, never went back, whatever, or maybe went back 2 years. You just forgot areas you were trying to build a base. Like, if you truly want to build a base of fans, you got to make it an annual thing that they can keep coming back. So I think it's like you said, twofold. Don't just go random places, but if you do it slow and smart.
Yeah.
So what would you think of the other end of it, where if you take Dirt City and make that just a sportsman race?
I don't hate that. Yeah, I think that's fine.
What if that would be a trade-off? You got one pro only and one sportsman only.
I don't hate that. I mean, I've never been to Lena in person. I've watched it. I don't think there's enough room for the pro trucks. Like, if the class numbers were where they should be, if you had 30 pro lights on there wouldn't be a single one left. There wouldn't be a fence left. Shit would be all flat.
Barely a fence left with Henderson and Adrian driving around.
I think that would be a really good sportsman event.
I mean, you find out where the cutoff is. Maybe you still do have pro spec and pro buggy. You just find out from the class reps who wants to put their feelers in it for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's close too, right?
Yeah,
because that's the thing about Wheatland is like, yeah, the sportsman can go, but like for my dad, that's still a 11-hour trip one way.
Yeah.
That's tough. And you're
haul.
taking 3 days off of work, and
your main group of friends and family aren't, not all of them, many of them aren't going to make that 11-hour drive.
Right.
No, we were just at Dirt City, and one of the questions I was going to ask is what you think they can do to improve it, or do you think that they already have a good mixture there? Because, I mean, we were there, and it's like, yeah, the track is constricted and tight, but it also has such a great vibe that, everybody's friendly, everybody's like, I'm not going to say close, but everybody's within good walking distance, and there's a lot of good just pit-to-pit conversation, fun type vibe.
So I wish that I've been to Lena so that I could have an opinion on the outside of the track experience. But I've watched Lena, and I think that there's some improvements with the track that can be made. I don't know how limited they are on space, right? I don't know if they can open up that rectangle that they're using.
Space. The limit is the space right now.
Because I was thinking, well, maybe you could have like banked split lane corners, and if you could open up the corners a little bit, like you don't have to get super crazy, but if you could give a little bit more room, like width wise, maybe add some banking to try to help, I don't know, give on track space a little bit to kind of give some time, because when you have banked corners rather than flat, it kind of also helps get the cars spread out and get some breathing room. They need to bring back a split lane for sure. I think they need to add a little bit more technicality to it with like the surfaces, and I think every track should do that if you want my opinion, but I think Crandon needs to make some serious changes here, because it's been the same for too long, and I think that you got to take the motors out of it and start adding some more technical driving back to it.
Put some more elements into the track. Okay.
Yeah, just make it technical. Give people something to think about, because right now Crandon's like wide open to a turn to wide open to a turn. Whoever can hit the jumps the hardest is going to be in a better position.
Whoever's willing to throw their back on the line.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that barn jump is nuts. Have you raced there? Because you race, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that barn jump is scary, man.
So
that shit hurts.
The UTVs, we only did short course.
So you don't have as much of a run, but you still have a run.
But we went for qualifying when I did pro class. We went for qualifying, and they released us one by one from the blue wall edge. And usually, so when we start the race, we start there, but there's traffic, so you're never wide open.
Right.
Well, that was the first time I hit it wide open, and I was like, it landed okay, but it was like, all of a sudden I hit, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Too far. This is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Too far.
I think Friday in the pro light versus pro buggy race, I finally hit that thing at speed, because it took me a little while to get comfortable. I finally hit that thing at speed, and I drug the skid plate, and I was like, all right, well, that's noted. We ain't doing that no more. All right. Which is fine. Like, that stuff I like because, well, okay, so I'm kind of torn. I don't want people to get hurt. Yeah. But, like, I want stuff that makes people have to check up or, like, maybe chill out a little bit and think.
Yeah.
But that's not what we do. We just make the tracks a little easier to go faster. And it's like, dang, dude. Like, Glen Helen, they made adjustments to the rhythm sections because people were kind of complaining about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are we doing that? Yeah. And then Anago, a couple years ago, we had those nasty rhythms, and every pro light broke itself in half. And instead of people lifting and letting off, they went, well, we need to cut the jumps down. No, let off, dude. Just let off.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of the Anago.
Why?
I broke there. Because I said I was one of the very few Polarises left on the field. And a Polaris jumps way better than a Yamaha. Yeah. And I was bragging before that. I said, I'm going to pass at least 2 Yamahas per rhythm section. And I went for 3. Well, landed way too just on the top. Bottom of the suspension, blew the arm out. Yeah.
Oh, no.
But
it's your fault.
Going to Crandon, I do like that the spring race, now they do mid-track.
Yeah.
I think that's a great, turn up.
Yeah. I wish that they would change that cutoff somehow. It just doesn't seem right. Like, I don't know what it is, but, it just seems like it's awkward.
Awkward spot.
Yeah, I don't know. It adds a technicality to it, but I don't know. I don't know what it would need, but...
Yeah, because the first year they did it, it was kind of, sprung on everybody.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, and it was really loose, and it was, kind of tight where you exited.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, I'm sure they're going to clean that up. But then also we're talking about putting technicality in it. Well, now you make a loose, loamy area that you're tightening your exit onto, a fast hard pack. So definitely adds that aspect.
Well, yeah.
And we've lost a lot of the whoop sections or the off camber bumps like the moguls.
Yeah.
We've all that's about ended out of short course at this point. So that's some of the fun stuff. But going back to Lena, what I was going to say too is Lena's significantly benefited by the car count, because you get any more big trucks out there, they're in big trouble.
Yeah.
From a track standpoint. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you get 10, 15 Pro Fords out there. We already seen Jimmy Henderson almost take the whole infield fence down.
Yeah.
So you get any more big trucks out there, a lot of things are going to get destroyed.
Do 15 Pro 4s exist?
No. Well, they exist, but
They're probably 15 chassis somewhere.
Yeah.
if you add more trucks to that course, I think you would find
You'd have to qualify almost.
you would find the Henderson and Adrian Cheney situation of clobbering the fence. I don't think you'd find that as much, because the traffic would make them slow down.
Mm-hmm.
When Henderson took that fence out, it was him and CJ were burning laps,
Mm-hmm.
and he was chasing. So it was like he was finding the spot that he thought he had an advantage at.
Yeah.
Valid, more traffic, slower. Man,
Yeah.
that could happen too.
But
Yeah.
also, if you put 15 Pro 4s on there, there's bumper to bumper, and
Well, and then you're going to have
Let's see it.
Well, then you're going to have full course cautions, and that's another thing that I dislike about how we're operating in short courses. I don't like the time.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the laps. And if we need to start a little earlier in the day, like, again, I also understand how difficult it is on the other side to make all this stuff happen in the time frames that you have, but we need to get rid of the timed. We that's one thing, like, we got to figure out a way around that.
Yeah.
Maybe with the youth stuff, keep it timed, right? It is what it is. Like, sorry kids, you might get cut a lap or two short, but like, man, those light buggy races, man, when I'm watching them, I'm like, okay, well, we have a nasty caution with, not 8 minutes left in the race, and then they figure that's the competition yellow, right? Because got to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
And you end up getting 2 laps short of what you should have. I don't know. We got to figure that out. We got to bring laps back.
I think the biggest thing for me is in the challenge races, Pro 2, Pro 4, you name whatever one. If you throw a local caution,
dude,
you have to hold the caution for the whole field.
Dude.
You can't all of a sudden
You have to.
Pro 2s go by. Oh, it's cleared. No, you have to hold until the rest of the field goes, it has to remain a local caution.
That was fall, like the cup race in the fall, when that really screwed everything up, right? Yeah.
But local cautions have been a problem, well, since they existed. Mm-hmm. And the problem is that, one, if you have somebody that gets tangled up in it and they just need to be released so they can keep on driving. Well, now they just got screwed because the guy in front of them, like CJ at ERX, Henderson bobbled himself and turned sideways in the lane at ERX, and CJ stopped and didn't go around because the other guys blitzing behind him went around. Well, he lost all of his positions.
Right.
He had to chase from the back again just because he didn't want to split somebody's truck in half.
Right.
And then you also have the guys that were racers, so we're going to do it, but how much can you gain by a little bit of speed? So, I mean, I've said it before, and it's way too high tech to try to implement it, but the solution would be like in desert racing, when they're in the areas and they, click the button and it's speed restricted.
Yep.
That's almost what you have to do, or use the GPS tracking afterwards and be like, all right, in the local caution, split it up by sections. AIM already does it on the dash.
Yeah.
And this sector is cautioned. So laps 1, 2, or 2, 3, whatever, you shouldn't be going over 30. Mm-hmm. But that's a lot of technology in place. I know that's not our wheelhouse.
So I think there's a level of with CJ dealt with, that's just bad luck, and that sucks. Get him next time, I guess. But
You still got him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The local cautions is tough because we're so worried about time and hitting TV slots and so on and so forth. It's, I don't know. That's a tough one to figure out. Because, I don't know what Lucas Oil had the caution lights
Yep.
in their trucks.
In the trucks, yeah. And on the sectors. Like
yeah. So
over
I
blind
wonder.
jumps and stuff.
I wonder if I wonder what that cost the series to do.
It's not that expensive. I looked at it.
But that would be something to at least try. Like at least you have a flashing light in your truck to start, right? And then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But only make it for the pro truck classes. Like let's start with there. Let's start with Pro 2, Pro 4, and Pro Spec. Let's start with those.
There's a bunch that still have it in there.
And see if it works.
I will say I've been told it's problematic, but PRI last year I ran into I forget what it's called. I got the brochure. I'll put the name up here or whatever. But like they have a whole kit and it's
like racing tracks or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it comes with the lights and it comes with receivers for each vehicle.
Got it. Yeah.
But
that's the hard part is, I mean, granted, everybody has their own transponder for laps, things like that, but making sure every car has something that's charged.
Well, the ones that we ran in Lucas Oil were hardwired in the truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you didn't have to worry about it.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good.
If you buy your own, most people are buying the hardwired in ones. But there's still track rental ones. Mm-hmm. So they could do the same program, and I'm sure they check in on the line, so it could be the same exact deal. I think the technology has gotten a lot better since Lucas. I mean, Lucas is 8 years now gone.
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
Has it been that long?
Holy smokes.
Yeah, because it was Lucas League back in 2018, 2019.
Okay. Yeah, and that's when they both were running. Both West.
And that was only league, so we weren't even really technically Lucas. So it was just. Yeah.
But that's something you could try. I don't know. It'd be tough.
So, all right. I hope you don't need a break because I want to bring up another one.
Bring it on. Let's go.
All right. We keep on talking about schedule.
Yeah.
And time constraints. What if, wild idea here, what if we had less classes? What if we didn't add 1 or 2 classes per season?
Well, what classes are you cutting out?
I'll let you.
No, I want your opinion because I have mine. I already know. Like, we're cutting some side by side shit out of this thing. Like,
side-by-sides,
it was close. They almost lost the class this season.
So I think for one, Pro Light's got to go. Sorry about it. Like, it's just got to go. I think extending it another year is a bad business move. I think it's got to go. Like, I get that there's purists out there, and Pro Light is Pro Light, and we love it. We want to dig it out of the dirt, but you just can't it. Especially when Pro Spec came about, like it makes 0 sense to have a Pro Light, build a Pro Light, buy one. Like it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't pencil. So that's got to go. So there's a class down.
There's guys in that class that have blown up motors, and have still replaced it with a Pro Light motor. I was like, dude. We're about to have another Pro Spec in the class, and all of a sudden, nope, they replaced motor. I'm like, oh. Yeah. Which some people have backup motors, which makes sense. You just get rid of your inventory.
So that's got to go. I think you keep your Pro. I don't really care about side by sides that much, but like your Pro Big Wazoo side by side class.
Yeah, Pro side, yeah.
Pro Open, whatever the big fancy one is. Yeah. Keep that one, right? Because that you got to keep manufacturer relevancy in it. So keep that one. I don't understand having a Pro stock. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like if you have the Pro Open class and you want these manufacturers to shine, just let them shine. Yeah. So but if you want to have a Pro stock just so the manufacturers can flex again, then fine.
Probably the reason for that is because in Open class there would be one manufacturer absolutely dominating without completely defacing, what they would actually sell on market.
Yeah, but that just
I know, I get that's what it is.
Just go racing, you know what I mean? Like if Polaris is better, then go be better than Polaris. I don't know, I get it, but
I mean a Yamaha can keep up. You just got to throw a big aftermarket turbo on it.
Yeah. So I understand that there's costs involved. I understand that. And then there's was there Pro-Am side by side?
Yep.
So I like the idea, right? I think that's kind of cool, but that's got to go.
Pro-Am turbo now too.
There's 2 Pro-Ams?
Yeah,
Pro-Am.
There's 2.
There's 2 Pro-Ams.
Yes.
So, no, both of them got to go, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sure there's there's going to be people watching this just pissed,
So I'll come in on the Pro-Am deal here, okay? So Pro-Am became a deal. The turbo one's got to go. I'm not even trying to defend that one.
Pro-Am turbo.
Yeah, Pro-Am Turbos is kind of, or Pro-Am Pro side-by-side, whatever they call it. The Pro-Am came along because there was tons of sportsmen going in there, sportsmen side-by-side, and it was like the entry level. Mm-hmm. And it was overpopulated, and there was also clearly 2 different classes inside that class. Mm-hmm. So they said, all right, but there's a lot of people that can't afford to go to the Pro side-by-side or the Pro stock. Mm-hmm. So it was the intermediate between. And it broke it up so that there wasn't 30 some in one class, and wrecks were just massive.
Right.
It was just hard to even run a race.
Right.
So they made that to essentially split them up just so that there's 220 groups. And then Pro stock is around 20 right now. And
or if you really want, like, if you don't want to get rid of them, run them together. Like if there's X amount of, start running some side-by-side classes together.
But isn't there enough?
That's essentially what they were doing when now I'm getting them all mixed up. Okay.
That tells you there's too many of them.
Yeah.
When sportsman side-by-side was so massive, there was...
It still exists too.
Yeah, I know, but when it was so massive, when they made Pro-Am, there was like 2 divisions and 2 races happening in that same race. But this race would have a wreck and cause this race all kinds of problems. And then it was just hard to even make anything happen. So...
Right there, that it's like, we don't even know what class is what at this point.
Don't we have enough, like you talk about, it was an entry level, right? Because people didn't have the money to be in the Pro Open.
Yeah, I mean, right now that's like a $60,000 to $70,000, and you can go up even more, I'm sure.
So, but don't we have enough entry level stepping stone classes? Like, my point here is, stick with me.
Yeah, I'm sticking with you.
Why does there have to be entry level side by side, right? And then entry level other racing?
Yeah.
Why can't we just look at the entire series as a whole and go, okay, well, light buggy's entry level, right? Yeah. For some. I mean, some of them, like my dad, Stingle, they're lifers, right? So it's not entry level for them. That's all business over
lifers.
There. That's all business over there, dude. There's no games being played in that class, but that's an entry level class. Yeah. You can buy a car for $10,000 or less and go race and go try it out. Yeah. Why does there have to be a separate stepping stone just for side by sides? Like, does that make sense? Like, if you're at light buggy and you've reached what you think is your potential at light buggy, you want to step up.
Yeah.
Then you'd be looking at, okay, well, maybe I want to do a single buggy. Okay, well, that budget's kind of crazy. Well, what about a side-by-side, right? So then, like, that's what I'm saying is, like, why does there have to be individual stepping stones for that? And the other thing is...
Hold up. I had a count.
Yeah.
There is 9 side-by-side classes.
See what I mean?
With the youth, including the youth, which some of them run together. So
well, that's what I was going to say about the youth, too, is, like, I understand having youth classes, but why does there have to be entry-level stepping stones into youth side-by-side as well? It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So... Did you want to continue any more on that?
No, I'm all ears, baby.
So this is going to give me hate mail. And it's going to suck. But I'm going to tell you why light buggy, I love light buggy. I love 1600 buggy. But here's why we still need an entry level class on side by side.
Bunch of clinch fists coming, dude.
Well, because they have carburetors. And some people want to be in a more technology platform. And then also that's an entry level for all-wheel drive instead of rear-wheel drive.
Sure.
And then also, I just think this is not favorable either, but some people want to finance their race car.
That I understand.
Yeah.
But, like, why don't they like the carburetors? Because they don't know how to tune them? Or they think that it's lame and old? Because I'll tell anybody, go try to be competitive in light buggy. You ain't got a chance in hell. You know what I mean? Like, that's a tough class. It's very tough.
No, it's super tough, and I think I've had this discussion with like Schultz and stuff, and I'm like, I think that the buggy classes are so everybody's found the completely massaged every single thing that they can kind of gain speed, gain cornering, gain advances out of. So like your top 15 guys have been in it for so long or passed down all these notes that it's also kind of pretty hard to be an entry guy and you're going to beat your head against drum brakes that break and crack and and springs that break and torsion bars and carburetors that clog up.
I'll tell you what, you should have to run that class. You should have to see how hard it is. You should, because those freaking side-by-side guys can just go off the shelf or dealership, hey, I need an arm or I need a diff, and they have it. We have to go to a freaking junkyard and go scour ancient German technology to find whatever.
Hey, I love the class, and I totally get it, and it's great. But
builds resilience.
Yeah.
Get these darn kids in one of those.
I do think it's just, the technology aspect, or, nobody drives a carburetor today.
Yeah.
On the
But
road.
taking like a step back of like the overview of the land, kind of going back to the side-by-side, I think there's a big opportunity for the series across the board to take a exercise and start mapping of truly what are the stepping stone classes and start streamlining across the board of, hey, maybe we don't need 9 side-by-side classes. Maybe we can make that 7. Or maybe we can start streamlining other classes together and giving true like paths so there isn't kids going 5 other directions and trying to keep all the competition more together, where a kid's path is maybe 1 or 2 versus they have 5 different options.
And people I don't want people to think that they have to get a pro spec for their kid. You know what I mean? Because like a 30,000 foot view, like you're talking, like you could say that pro spec is an entry, like a stepping stone class. And for me, it's like, man, if I had a kid, they're going to be in a lot other things before they ever get into a pro spec, right? Like Wesley Vandervoort is a perfect example. Like spending all those years in mod kart, that is perfect for a guy like him because he's got a ton of driving experience in something else and can get into a pro spec and be safe and be competitive. But like just grabbing some kid off the street that races dirt bikes or whatever and wants to get into short course in a cage, I don't know if that's because they're fast, right? I don't know if that's the right stepping stone. So yeah, I think maybe setting out clear, because like light buggy, I can't race light buggy. What are we doing? Right? So here's a question, because I don't know the rule. Can I go race Pro-Am side by side, whatever class?
Yeah, so they changed the ruling on Super Buggy and Pro Spec. And I think as a Pro Buggy driver, you can float back. You got to double check the ruling. That was a big hot topic.
I read the rule and I cannot race.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, then
because I was thinking about racing the light buggy that we bought at Fall Crandon and doubling down. Just to see how hard because if I sit there and tell my dad to do it better, I should be able to go try it myself, you know?
I would. Here's the thing, you can do it. I bet you either way, no matter how the rule's written, you can do it. It's just you're not going to get points. You can't claim points.
Yeah, I don't know how. There was a lot that went on with the rules in the off season, so I don't know where. I don't want to speak on how it.
Yeah, it depends on what version.
The way that I read it is, I can't run light buggy.
Yeah, I think you lose your,
which is lame.
You lose your championship eligibility for your pro class,
right?
And the sportsman class,
which is lame. But that's why I asked, like, if I can go run Pro-Am side by side as a pro buggy driver.
Yeah.
Pro-Am side-by-side is a stepping stone class, right? Yeah. So why can I go run that, but I can't go run light buggy? Michael Meister got to run light buggy.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from.
Let me go try. I want to try it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I say you just do it anyways.
Well, it would be cool. Yeah. It would be cool having like 40 or 50 light buggies again.
Dude.
Yeah.
Those would be awesome.
Days. Yeah.
Yeah. But talking about which class you'd get rid of, here's another something I've been thinking about. I think there's more Class 11s in the significant area of the Midwest than there are pro lights.
Agreed.
Easily.
Yeah.
So you want to add another class?
Yeah, no, that's what I heard.
We could trade those. We could trade those at least.
Oh, so net zero?
You want to? Can we get into my hot take?
Yeah, let's do it.
What class would I get rid of?
Yeah, let's do it.
Can I guess what you're going?
Yeah, be my guess.
Pro 4?
Gone immediately. And let me tell you, okay? I'm gonna get hate mail, okay? Pro 4 is not the premier class. It's just not. It's the most expensive class. What I would like to see is Jimmy Henderson, CJ, Adrian, Johnny. That's it. But the Pro 4 guys go into Pro 2 and just make Pro 2 the king ding-a-ling class. It is the premier deal. We get all those drivers in there. Like, I would love to see Keegan racing all those guys, or Ricky G racing all. I would love to see 25 Pro 2s and make that the class. You get rid of the $70,000 front diffs and the $75,000 X-Trax transmissions. Like, get rid of them. If you want to play around with it, because that was the whole thing with Pro 2, is playing around with the engine rules and finding something, you know, a little bit more feasible, so you're not spending $85,000 on a fully built, you know, RY45 or whatever. Like, get all those drivers that are currently in, like RJ Anderson, get him in a Pro 2, dude. Like,
it'd be
just thinking, Ronnie's in the Pro 2.
Build another one then. You know, like,
well, just think about, like, too, how cool that would be. Like, even family lines. Like, think about, you could see Kyle, CJ, Johnny up against each other in one race. Like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Well, you know what's stopping CJ from going into Pro 2?
I don't.
A cylinder head.
Why?
The cylinder head. They don't make the cylinder head for Toyota for the spec.
Oh,
for the rule book.
Toyota, yeah. Engine package, okay.
Yeah, he said it right on our podcast. He'd be in Pro 2 if we had a cylinder head. Toyota, if they produced a Pro 2 engine, would you add Pro 2 to your
They'd make a Pro 2 engine.
Recently, right?
No, Soda doesn't make heads.
Oh, that's the problem.
That's the problem. You gotta have Soda heads on them. It's a spec head. That's the only difference.
And Toyota,
so they only make them for Ford and Chevy.
Okay. Well,
yeah, let's get on it, right?
I got more hot takes if you want them, because I can name 10 trucks that ran for multiple years in Pro 2 that never had the right motor in it.
So actually, okay, hold on before we get
just
into
to make it work.
So when you said, you know, Henderson, CJ, Johnny, Adrian, Cheney, all to go to that class. So when those guys were in Pro UTV, was that then the premier class? Because Henderson was in Pro UTV with CJ, and Adrian Cheney had a Pro UTV, and
when was this?
Johnny didn't race. That was all of 2021, 2022.
Was it? I don't remember that.
No, I do.
Well, my honest opinion, no, because it's still a side by side, right?
Like, I was just trying to get
I
stuff there.
We're talking about trucks.
But if we're talking about like the premiere of short course racing, right? Like, what does everybody think of? It's the trucks, right? What Class 4 was that turned into Pro 4 and all that, and what derived from that, and
what I get where you're going. It's like they got to make the premier class affordable for you. You ideally want at least 20 trucks in that class, probably.
Yeah. I think that would be a good amount. And when we say affordable, we're always going to find ways as racers to spend money. Yeah, so like that, you're not going to stop us from spending money. We're going to come up with some crazy shit tomorrow. But like, I just don't, if there was still 10, 15, or if there was still 10 Pro 4s, I wouldn't have an argument. I think like you'd be able to say like, all right, they're kind of holding on and they put on a good show, but like, the majority of Pro 4 races aren't even a good show, in my opinion, right? And that's just my opinion. I don't think that if what was funny was at what was before ERX?
Crandon,
yeah.
I can't remember what race it was, but anyways, Jimmy and Johnny were going at it, right? They were maybe it was Wheatland. I don't know, whatever. But Jimmy and Johnny were going bananas. They were going after each other, and it was just them. And they were 18 seconds ahead of whoever the hell was in third. Yeah. And all you heard on social media and podcasts and all that stuff was, "Oh my God, what a great race! It was great. Pro 2 or Pro 4's back again." It's like, no, man. Like, it was cool to see like those two kind of duke it out. But that's not an incredible race, right?
Yeah. I look at it this way, like, I'm not taking away because driving a Pro 4 is incredibly difficult and at top speeds. But a lot of times as a fan, you sit there and you go, man, I could went out there for a Sunday drive. Mm-hmm. 2 people finish, went out there for a Sunday drive and took a podium. And I could have just been driving, 40 miles per hour along the side. Just finish the race. That's all I would have had to do.
My dad probably could have got a podium at some point in the last 4 years in Pro 4 with his light buggy. Probably. At least once.
Yeah.
At least once. If he just finished and stayed out of the way, he probably could have got on the podium.
I think Dirt City is probably most known for having a truck pushed into the finish line.
Yeah.
So what for this? this year so far, what is your top 3 best shows then, class-wise?
Pro Buggy's been lights out. I think that's been really good racing. And that's none of my bias is showing there. I think it's been really, really good racing. Pro Spec has been great. Pro 2's been okay. It's been all right. When I say again, my opinion, when I say good racing, I want to see 5-6 trucks have an opportunity at winning the race, and I want to see 3 or 4 of them have an opportunity in the last 2 laps. Yeah. That's good racing to me. Checking out, having 2 guys battle with a 10-second gap, or like it was funny. I think at ERX, Mickey Thomas got a stop and go and never lost the lead. It's like, all right.
He's also just bad fucking fast.
Super fast. Like that dude is sick. Again, sorry, I forgot to mention you. Like he needs to be in Pro 2 against everybody. Like all those dudes need to be racing against each other.
Like what's the baseball thing every year?
All-Star game.
The All-Star. They need like an All-Star game.
Yeah, like KGB. Like all those guys need to be racing each other because
it would be like think about a whole race season of all those trucks just taking the gloves off and going after it.
Yeah,
like that would be amazing. And like to your point, I think like when you said if Pro 4 could ever get a truck count. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have this conversation. But the problem is at this point, I never see that getting, like, once, like, Cheney gets out, who's replacing those? Like, there's nobody I can foresee really replacing the truck count.
Yeah, I was genuinely shocked that Mickey went up to Pro 4. Like, I was just fully expecting him to just be, like, a long-term Pro 2 guy and go duke it out with Keegan and KGB and Ricky G. Like, I think that would have been awesome. And he jumped up, and I was like, dang, all right.
We did an interview with him for his first year, and he's just an objective checklist guy. He's like, all right, championship on Pro 2.
So like Kyle Kleiman. Kyle Kleiman was the same way. He was like, I want to win a championship. I want to win this. I want to win this. He did it, and he was like, cool, I'm good.
Yeah, and I think we might see the same thing from – I think he'll do more than one championship in a Pro 4 before he says, see you guys later.
Yeah.
I think he's got to with what he's got wrapped up into the program. But
yeah.
Talking about the most exciting races of this year, I know it's off your radar because you've probably turned the TV off for them, but Pro Stock and Pro UTV have had super close races, lap times within, tenths.
Wasn't Jeb Boodle just beating the shit out of everybody for a while or no?
Not
really.
I think
there's in a couple, was that the stock?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Pro Stock he was.
Yeah, well... So those blend up for me. So I just because they're all the same.
Me too. Because
no, it wasn't Pro Stock because Pro Stock. Kirchmeier.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. That's my boy. Like I love that. I never met him before, but I want to hang out with that guy. He's
awesome. Yeah.
That guy's sick. But yeah, he was winning too. A couple of them. But.
Yeah, we got a privateer guy that comes from Texas. I mean, I think he's now backed by Honda, but like come in with something nobody else is running a Honda.
And he's got that side dump exhaust. It's so sick. It's so sick. It's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, that guy. I'm glad to hear that those classes are exciting.
Yeah.
That will make you telling me that will make me tune in and pay attention to that if I can. Yeah. But like, I don't know. It's just side by side. Just don't do nothing for me. I think it's a good tool.
Yeah.
To get more people interested and draw a different crowd than what we had in the past. I think that's great.
Yeah.
I just struggle.
Didn't I see you racing it?
No.
Side by side?
No.
Are you sure?
Is that like
I never got to race it.
Oh, okay.
I never got to race it. I was supposed to race it. I was supposed to race Pro Turbo at Vegas to Reno last year.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's desert side by side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's different than short course side by side.
If you can check the tape, there's no hate towards side by sides. I'm just not a big side by side fella. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was supposed to race Pro Turbo. I tested everything, and then we blew the motor at like mile 105 or 110, so I never got to get in. But
okay,
I was going to race it. That's what started the whole thing last year, and why I ended up renting the Pro Buggy from Schwabe was because I got partners involved and I got sponsorship money together. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make a 2-race event, go for the biggest desert race and the biggest short course race, and kind of combine the two and say, this is what I'm tackling. And then only got to race the pro buggy, which is fine by me.
Yeah. So
Vegas Ring was too damn hot, dude. That's a hot race.
Thought I was going to catch you on that one.
we were talking at Lena where if a car finishes like 5 seconds apart, you don't even count it in car count.
Oh, yeah.
And like, so we're like, I think it was Pro Light, because this was after like we're saving Pro Light. It's going to survive another year. And it was, I think there's one race where there might have been 2 cars within 5 seconds each other.
I think Machosic and Connor Berry went at it at ERX. Was that?
So I don't get to watch that class.
Yeah.
I think Machosic borrowed a motor from Connor Berry, and then they went at it at ERX and had a pretty damn good race, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
But other than that,
It's crazy too, because it's like, to your point, at the end of the race you go, well, finish line, okay, 10 seconds later, next vehicle. It's like, come on.
yeah.
I mean, Barry and Holter used to have some good battles in Pro Light
Yeah.
last year. Mm-hmm. But it's the same story as CJ and Henderson, or CJ and Mickey, or Mickey and Henderson. It's the same.
Yeah.
Same platform.
Yeah.
Different speeds, different noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if it were up to me, I'd hack a lot of stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'd hack a lot, and then I'd bring back classics, baby. Bring them back. Bring back classics.
If it's got a carburetor, it's allowed on the course.
That stuff, and bring back. Well, I know they probably can't do it, but they used to have co-drivers back in the day.
Yeah.
That.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I don't even think Class 11s were allowed to run their co-drivers.
They were not.
They were 1 year.
Oh, the first year?
The first year.
Yeah, and then they were like, oh, yeah, because that's right, because Keegan went in one.
Yeah.
And then that thing happened, and then they were probably like, yeah, we can't do that no more.
Yeah, because usually when the Class 11 show up to Fall Cannon, I spot for the Shapiros in Class 11.
Okay.
So, they used to, I think the first year they had co-drivers, and then I don't know. I think insurance got weird again with the whole Ultra 4 drama or whatever. Yeah. But
yeah, it's I mean, there'd probably be a lot of classics lying around that would show up.
Or Formula 4, but like take one of them OG classes that I was a kid watching on the fence going, man, these things are cool. Yeah. Like bring one of those back.
Man, these things are a pile of junk, but they're awesome to watch.
Yeah.
We ready for a break? We can probably get our change of address submitted in.
We're gonna have to go into witness protection after this one.
I think I'm not going to camp at the track.
Yeah, these guys hate Pro 4. These guys hate side by. This one guy doesn't like side by side. That ain't it.
No.
Yeah.
I just don't need 9 of them.
Yeah.
9 dude, that's crazy. I didn't even know. Like that's nuts, man.
Yeah, I mean youth classes, solidly 4 of those.
Yeah, because they got what 170, 200, 570 youth side by side.
Yeah, youth 1000. Yeah.
So that's 4. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go change our addresses and come back with some more hot topics. All right, we got our addresses changed. We get some
and
waters.
My clothes, so hopefully you don't recognize me.
Yeah, there you go.
Should put some big sunglasses on maybe at the track.
Yeah. So I guess since we're on the hot topic, who do you think is the most aggressive driver this year so far in any class? Who do you think is the...
I was waiting for him to say pro buggy, and I was going to be like Fauci and plead the fifth till I die. Most aggressive? Oh, my Lord.
Like, who's been notably, standing with the southpaw?
Oh, man. Good question. I think Jimmy's kind of aggressive. Jimmy Henderson.
Yeah.
I
think he's consistently aggressive.
Yeah. I would say that's probably one that stands out to me. He's pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like run through the classes, like Pro 4 Johnny is Johnny. He's definitely a wild card, like a great driver, but can be pretty aggressive when he needs to be.
I was going to say, I think he's probably in the most aggressive incident all season.
Yeah, but
Like
I have some. I mean, can we just talk about that real quick? The whole ERX, Johnny.
Yeah.
This is no. I don't want no beef with no one. So like that's what's tough about doing podcasts and media is like you don't want to, create some issues, but like there's no reason for Carlson to be there.
Yeah.
So that's the first half of like the argument is like you're 2 laps down, man. Like there's no reason for you to be poking in on anybody, let alone CJ, right? Because they're like battling for the lead.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what that was about. And then, I mean, I understand Johnny giving him a door. Like that's fine. I don't mind a door. But like wadding a diff into his ass is a little much for me. Like I don't know.
I think Johnny has like he presses XYZ, and he's got that move where he throws a rear tire up on somebody's truck.
Yeah.
Because Henderson, he rode him on top.
Yeah,
it's like
that's right.
he knows.
Him, yeah.
He's like he knows how to make that happen.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think like right when I didn't get to see it in person. It was a hot weekend. One of the rare times that I dip out early, but
Yeah.
we dipped out and started driving, and I'm trying to watch it, and I'm like, holy crap. But yeah, Carlson was down 2 laps. He was driving like it was the last turn on the last lap, and he was going for the points championship.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess both sides, I didn't really like it as a whole. And then, so I would say Johnny, pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
Henderson, pretty aggressive. I would say Johnny probably wins that just for like over the last couple of years. He's been known to really, he's not gonna get pushed around by anybody. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Pro 2, I think they're all kind of chill with each other. Like, of course, like what happened at ERX between Holter and Ricky G, like total racing incident. No one did that on purpose at all, in my opinion. There's nothing, like Holter did not do that on purpose. Total racing incident.
I don't even know if there was like legitimate contact.
There was just a touch, like the flyover drone.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I think it was cheated towards Ricky G's side a little bit on the angle, but I think it was just a little bit. It wasn't.
It was just enough.
They just came together. They were both angled a little off, and it just happened. It was
like,
not.
It was like they were in the air, and then Johnny was like,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It wasn't like anybody was pushing him over the jump or anything.
Yeah. I think for Pro 2, I think Wheatland, there was some instances where shit got a little rowdy.
yeah.
Winner and Keegan it was like that hairpin before the overpass. Like there was a couple instances during that weekend, and then I think it kind of chilled out the rest. I don't really remember anybody getting too rowdy.
Yeah. I mean, Ricky G just finding shortcuts all the time.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't think any Pro Spec really got wild. I think Pro Buggy's been a little aggressive. I'll say I think Pro Buggy's. I think that needs to maybe take. I think they all need to take a Xanax or half of one. And
they've definitely been testing the
limits.
limits of the buggies more this season. It feels like, and shockingly, I mean, there's been contact, but shockingly, nothing super crazy.
Well, I think Keeper's move at Wheatland.
Oh yeah,
That wasn't. I don't think that was cool. When he landed off the flyaway, I think it was Keepers, right?
You're testing my memory.
I didn't get to watch that race.
I think it was Keepers. Keepers landed off the flyaway at like a right angle and then hit the wood, damn near hit the woods.
Oh, yeah.
And then cut back onto the track, and actually took out Schwabe and Greer.
Oh yes,
behind
yes,
him.
Yep.
It was like, okay, well he was just like, oh, I screwed up and I got to go, right? So like that was a problem. And then I remember
off the track, off the gas.
Now I remember that. Yeah, off the track. Yeah,
they like didn't even wait for permission to get back onto the track.
he never lifted.
Yeah.
He kept race face the whole time. So that wasn't cool, but whatever. And then Jordan, Burnlower, and Booth got tangled up at Spring Crandon, and they never lifted until their cars physically stopped. Like they were even tangled and on the gas. I was like, all right. So like, yeah, I think the heat, like the whole class, the heat's kind of going up, and people are getting a lot more physical.
Yeah.
And there's room to be physical in the class, but like once you get past the point of racecraft, I kind of start to go, all right, guys, like these things are too damn expensive, and open wheels aren't cool to play with.
Speaking of open wheel buggy, So were you in the challenge last year then?
Yeah.
The buggy pro light? Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on being hunted down by pro lights in a buggy?
Or doing the hunting like last year.
Yeah.
So last year was the first year that I raced in it, but leading up to that, when I was just working on Schwabi's cars, I did not like it. I didn't like the idea of it, made me very uneasy. And then what I was scared of came to fruition when Gibbs and Brister got together and Brister went for a ride.
Oh, yeah.
That made me sick to my stomach. I didn't like that. But then last year, like I wasn't up where Meister was, so I was in the trucks the whole time.
Yeah.
And like everybody was kind of chill, and that was awesome. Like that was cool. Now that we're racing pro spec, I don't know how I feel about that. Right?
Yeah.
We are going to be behind them, which is fine. That makes me feel a little bit better. And it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I see some blocking in the future because those fast guys in Pro Buggy are probably going to run them. They're probably going to go get them. And I don't think the trucks are going to want to see that. I don't think Visser and those guys are really going to want to buggy pass them straight up. That'd be kind of...
Yeah, I think...
They wouldn't like that.
And granted, there was young drivers-ish in Pro Light as well. I think you're also adding that into the mix, the other piece of... Yeah, those guys have experiences, but now you're introducing something where you have buggies that are open-wheeled. They're not used to racing against open-wheeled vehicles, and you definitely don't want to see those guys bouncing off of, the buggies, because that is, like you said, that's when things happen that you don't want to happen.
Yeah, it's the weight. You know what I mean? Like, it's not so much the open wheel versus fender.
Yeah.
I could come up with a million scenarios where that could be the problem, but that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is the weight difference. Because if we're behind them and we tag them in the rear to get around them, they're not even going to feel that we're there. If they tag us to get around us, we're in the woods. We're gone.
What is Pro Buggy?
1,900.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're only 1,900 pounds. I mean, that's the minimum, 1,900.
Yeah.
I don't know what the pro specs are, but I would imagine 3,000. I don't know.
I think it's 26.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I had to double check that, but yeah.
So that's a big weight difference. Like, and we had that in the desert too, where like we could go up and tag a trophy truck to pass them. Because like desert, it's bump to pass, baby. Like we don't like. We'll give you a horn once, but by the second horn, you're getting moved. We could tag a trophy truck, and they honestly would not know that we were there. Yeah. But vice versa, if a trophy truck tagged us in a Class 1 car, we were going for a ride. Like, it was not cool. Yeah. So that's the only thing that makes me a little like, oh, God, like we got to do stuff to keep people entertained, and I'm cool with that. And I get more seat time, so I love it. Like, whatever. I think it's great. What I wish is that they would have a separate drivers meeting before that race every year.
They might.
And just go, because they haven't before.
Yeah.
And just go, hey, Pro Buggy, Pro Spec, here's the deal. Okay. Yeah. And not do, because before what they would do is like, hey, at the big drivers meeting, like, hey, just so you know, the challenge races, no touch zone, like all that, blah, blah, blah. But like, I think if you just do a separate drivers meeting with them, it might hit a little closer to home better.
They've been doing sportsman drivers meet in the morning and then pros separate. And it's right in it's like 11 o'clock or whatever.
Got it.
So, and I attended a couple of them, and it seems like it's more concentrated, giving the vibe that you're looking for.
Yeah, but I agree. Like, if you're going the big challenge cup type races, they should have their own separate meeting. Especially,
I don't know if the trucks. They used to do it back in the day. We would have a separate meeting for the challenge race, the Potawatomi, and then the Borg Warner. Oh my God, not Borg Warner. The AMSA. The Red Bull Cup. Jeez. The Red Bull Cup Sunday, right?
Yeah.
It was one of the cups.
They would have a drivers meeting down on Main Street, right?
Yeah.
And go, hey, here's the deal. This is kind of what we're doing. So I wish that they would just do that for our challenge race. Is just like a quick 5-minute Pro Buggy, Pro Spec, come to the tech barn. We're just going to talk to you guys only. Don't screw around. You're going to get penalized if you do this. You're going to get parked if you do that. Yeah. You got to understand that these are two completely different vehicles, and then be done with it. Like, you don't have to go crazy. Just a refresher, like, because when you put money on the line, like, it gets a little
Yeah.
It gets a little nuts.
And remember, the buggies jump different than the trucks, so
The
expect
lines,
different
man.
lines. Yeah.
The lines are so different. Like
Yeah.
we can't cross over the slick on the bottom and then just catch the berm and keep the same speed. Like we have to enter out high. Trucks don't have. They can slide across the bottom if they need it to close a gap or enter the door or whatever the case may be. It's just a completely different driving style. So I like it. I think it's cool. I got no beef with it. I would like to have a driver's meeting to say, hey,
Yeah, make sure everything's kosher.
whoa,
Yeah.
yeah, that's all.
Yep, get on the same page. So I know like the cups and everything are really cool, but have you heard of the Dirt Sociable Fast Lap?
I just heard about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So buggies are eligible at Park River.
All right.
So fastest.
Well, it's going to be
I
really.
have high expectations now.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool to see one of those fast guys get that trophy, ain't it?
No. For you.
Well, yeah, I think I'm a long ways from getting fast lap, but no, I think didn't you do stuff like that last year?
No, this is our first year.
Okay,
doing
because
it.
I saw an interview you gave one to Ryan Beat. So was that this year?
That was this year, yep.
Okay, so that's sick. I like that you guys are doing that. That's badass. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome when people do stuff like that. Like, the series ain't paying you to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
that's
it's
that's
definitely
all you.
It's definitely costing
yeah,
us.
Yeah. So that's awesome. What made you guys make Pro Buggy eligible?
So you can explain it, yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of wanted to make the trophies unique, so there wasn't one for every class every weekend. So we basically looked at the schedule, said, here's all the pro classes, and then we said, throughout a season, each pro class will have 2 times to try to win fastest lap. And then we started to just pick and choose tracks where it made sense for different classes and just tried to fit them in on tracks we felt like, hey, this would be a good spot for a fast lap.
Like Dirt City was all UTVs
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a UTV track, so.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that ain't gonna be me, dog. I wish I could win your trophy. That'd be sick. But I'm just telling you right now, that ain't me. That ain't happening. I'm gonna give it a good shot. So I did 150 laps on a simulator last week at Bark River in the Pro 4, and I'm really hard on myself. Like I envy the people that can go race and have fun. I can't. I have fun in the family atmosphere, and like I'm really excited. This is the first race that my wife's gonna be there. Excuse me. And I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
I have fun with that part, but then it's like I can't help it, but I switch into like it's all business.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really hard on myself, which is why I spent all the money and all the time to make sure the car's perfect, because I don't want the car to be the problem. I want me to be the problem. So I don't give myself a lot of leeway, and I'm really, really hard on myself, and that's just how I've always been. But yeah, I was chasing like thousands to try and get my lap. Like I just become a psychopath. Like I can't stop until I'm perfect, and I'm still like, I don't know. I watched like Drapkin and all those guys on the iRacing course, the leagues and stuff. I'm like, no way, I'm way off. Like, holy smokes.
But I'll say, when this was a couple years ago, I hosted a little sim race here, and we had 2 units and pro drivers going at it, like Mikey Van Den Heuvel, Matt Gerald, all those guys. And then you got Noah Sanders, which is an unknown for sim racing. He's pretty good up there. And we're just watching him do laps seconds ahead of us.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, you can't drive a Pro 2 like that.
Right.
You'll be dead.
Right. Yeah.
You can't just not let off the gas and just
I
fling.
know.
He never touches the brake.
I know.
I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's just not. I've never driven a Pro 2, but these guys have.
Yeah. And my whole thing with the simulator is like, because they don't have Pro Buggy on there, but my whole thing is like, I want to run 25 laps within a tenth of itself. Like, that's what I'm going for. I'm just trying to make sure that I can be as mentally tough as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So that way, if I can do 25 laps on a simulator without losing a tenth, or, I'm plus or minus a tenth, then I know for a fact I can go out there and run
10,000s, right? Not
10 laps.
Yeah.
I can go out there in my Pro Buggy and run 10 laps, and I'm going to deal with adversity, with mud and traffic and whatever the case may be, and learning, because I'm still learning, right? And like, if I can go out there and just kind of be consistent and be half-assed competitive, like, I'm going to be all right with that.
Yeah.
for a while. Then I'm going to start to get really pissed off when I'm not as fast as I want to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, too, like, the sim has its benefits of at least you can feel the course, know the corners to some degree. Granted, you can't recreate some of the off-camber jumps and things like that in the feeling in a buggy, but from a course layout perspective, you at least get some feel of...
Just timing and rhythm. Yeah. That's all. Just trying to make sure you can just stay in whatever that rhythm is, stay in it and not lose focus or, start thinking about what's for dinner. Just like stay in there. And I figured if I can do that, I'll have a little bit better chance out there. And maybe not. Maybe it's all BS. I don't know.
I'm interested in... We'll have to touch base after Bark River and see if the sim was... Oh, that was BS, or if it was, hey, that one actually was on it. That was good.
Well, Crandon, I do Crandon too, and the layout helps. Like the layout of Crandon helps, but then like when I was in the Pro Buggy, I was like, no, dude, like these jumps look 3 times as big, and you can count before you hit the ground after the barn jump. So
yeah,
I don't like that jump. I don't like.
So wait, barn jump or the off-camber right-hander at Bark River?
Well, I've never been able to hit that yet.
Oh yeah, okay, well then.
So I'm excited to see that one. One that I'm nervous about at Bark River is the freaking ski jump.
Oh, no.
And also the tabletop in front of the crowd. That thing can get Western on a guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm a little the off-camera one. I didn't even think about until you just said something.
Yeah,
so,
if you think the barn jump is something. That's going to be a Sunday drive.
Dude, the barn jump is nuts, man. Like, it's ridiculously large.
Yeah, but the off-camber right by the stands at Bark River might be the nastiest jumping of all.
You guys really know how to give a driver some confidence heading into a weekend.
I take that back. Maybe the big tabletop at Wheatland might be the most nasty jump now.
I still say the off-camber right-hander because physics is trying to roll you over.
Yeah.
Like you're turning right on and off camber and landing. Yeah. I mean, just whatever you do not Google Meister's crash or VDE's crash.
Or Keegan Kincaid's crash.
Yeah. Or Keegan Kincaid's crash.
Yeah. He saw them all already.
Yeah, just don't rewatch
I forgot all about them. And now all week I'm going to be freaking out.
So, long jump.
Not doing it.
Come on.
No. You want to know a story? Is I texted Schwabi a couple weeks ago, and I was like, hey, man, apparently they're putting up $4,000 for our class for the long jump. I said, I'll do it if you do it. He goes, I'm doing it. And I go, shit. Just kidding. I'm not doing it. He goes, come on, man. You got it now. I ain't doing it. No way.
Come on.
That's I mean, it's going to be cool to watch, but my back hurts, and I'm not even going to be near a car that's doing it.
Yeah, but you're going to hit that same jump 12 times.
Well, right. But if I had more seat time in the car and I've jumped it at that track before, I would probably do it.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably have my media guy go do some stuff and make it a big deal and whatever, have fun with it. Yeah. I don't want to do that yet.
Jumping it alone?
That car hasn't left the ground other than to be on a trailer since it got rebuilt. So I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to take my time and ease into it and get comfortable, see how practice goes. And
I mean, taking it easy would just be doing one long jump.
I like where your head's at. I'm not doing it. No way, dude. I can't do it.
Taking that jump alone, easy. Taking it and finding out if you're going to land on somebody or somebody's going to give you the old Johnny Holcher.
Yeah.
That's the part.
A side-by-side is going to win that, right? Like, let's just be honest. 4-wheel drive, they're going to win that.
They broke it up in tiers, right?
Yeah, but so they have like side-by-sides and pro buggies and whatever's in that lower tier, okay. I think, right?
It's probably pro spec in there, I would think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure if they're letting pro side-by-side race it, then yeah.
They'll win that.
Because they jump just as far as a pro 4.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they fly.
And Sanderson's probably going to go out there and just...
He's got a, I'm pretty sure he's bringing an extra truck for it.
Do you remember Rick Huseman?
Yeah.
When he slapped the rear bumper on that jump?
Oh, I think I've seen video, yeah.
So he went like 200 and slapped the rear bumper.
Yeah.
And it veered off he went into the opposite side of the track, I think.
Yeah.
It was pretty nuts. That dude was crazy. I got to spend some time with him and Kevin Huseman back in the day. I got to sit and talk with them for a long time. holy crap, are they smart? Were they smart dudes?
Yeah.
It's a shame we lost that one. Yeah. Big time.
Every time he comes up, it's when we're talking like top 5 or whatever, top drivers.
Yeah.
He always comes up and it's like, well, he probably would be up way higher if we had more time.
Oh, I'd put him at 1 all day long. Yeah. In Pro 4 for sure.
It's it'll be interesting to see the long jump and how it pans out. Like, I'm excited for it, but at the same time, like I said, like, how sore are the drivers going to be after? Granted, technology's great.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. Like,
No.
those landings aren't rough. That landing's easier than Wheatland's jump. Like, I don't think that's going to be a problem. I don't know how many people are going to sign up for it because I think there's going to be a lot of people that might have my mindset that's like, I really don't want to wad my stuff before the race weekend kind of thing. I don't know. But I think it's cool that they're trying to do stuff and trying to make it fun and add a different layer. Like, I love it. I think it's awesome. More tracks need to do stuff like that kind of, like, it doesn't have to be a long jump, but I don't know, something different, Yeah.
I mean, Dirt City brought stock truck versus super stock or something like that.
That was a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I mean, but at least we're trying on cup race stuff, and
that was unfortunate because I was really excited for how that was going to work out, and it
Me
just
too.
didn't work.
Yeah. There's been some things that, like that one, where they've tried, and I'm like, oh, that could have been.
They need to do light buggy versus class 11. I'm just putting that out there right now. They need to do that. Somebody needs to do that. Somebody needs to make that happen, and they need to put it on a Friday night at whatever track that makes sense. Needs to be a little bit longer track, not Lena or ERX or anything like that. But they need to do class 11 versus light buggy and give light buggies a big old jump, right? And because the class 11s run low comp, they make damn good power. Yeah. So let the light buggies go out there. Hopefully we can put some money in the pot and get 25 cars. And let the class 11s go try to get them.
You should stir up some of your contacts in California.
I can get people
and get it for Glen Helen, and then get at least a dozen.
But you can't get the light buggies out there.
If
that's the problem.
If there's a big enough check, I bet you some light buggies will throw it on a flatbed.
How many?
I want it.
If you get a dozen, if you got a dozen of each class on Glen Helen, that'd be a race.
That would be cool. Yeah,
I would 10, so it's 20 total.
I want it in the Midwest. Dude. It belongs here.
I mean, I guess there'd be more class 11 out in desert area, but like you said, how many are in this area now?
Yeah, we got.
There's enough to make it fun.
Yeah,
I think, but we gotta do it. We gotta put up like a stupid amount of money for that too. Like, I don't know, like $8,000 to win. Winner takes all. Like, just something crazy. And dude, you'll just have cars coming out of the woodworks. And I want 40 light buggies for those guys that have to drive through.
What track?
Chaos. Crandon, honestly, like that would probably be cool. Like, I hate to. We've got too much crap at Crandon. Like
Crandon mid track. Because I think
hell no.
You put the 2 long stretches in. Do you think that's they're gonna
give them a minute? Give them a 3/4 of that, whatever it takes. But here's the thing: you got to like that. I would do practice, right? I would do a 10-minute open practice for each class so that you can get a little bit better dialed in numbers for that. Like Friday morning, whatever it fits in the schedule. Because Crandon's schedule's bananas. But like, go let class 11 run, 10 minutes, and then go let light buggy go run 10 minutes. Get an average lap time. Try to get a good split, see where it can make sense to make it a good race, and then go from there. But the thing is like this, it's never going to happen because the schedule's crazy. And
well, I would just, as a light buggy, I'd just go lay some dog laps so we get better.
Yeah.
And then when the race comes, well, look at us. We're way ahead of you guys.
I know.
For $8,000.
You'll have that too, which sucks. But there's a way to do it. It's
well, that's unfortunately this year in the cup race, the challenge, timing was way missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think timing's been a struggle the last 2 years.
Yeah.
For pretty much all cup races.
Yeah, and changing conditions and track, it's so hard. I get the challenge, but as a fan, it sucks. When the timing's off, it's like, oh.
I think they're still learning after that dirt change at Crandon. That was a big change.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's
they changed jump edges and stuff too.
Yeah.
Throughout the last 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, but we showed up, I think it was last year at Spring Crandon. Showed up and the track was white.
Yeah.
Like white. I was like, what the hell did they do? and it completely changed the surface. Like it's different. So I don't know if that plays a part in it, and like how that deteriorates over the weekend to start pulling times to do the split, and maybe that they're just learning how that curveball is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not an easy job by any means trying to set that gap, because you got to feel like a real jackass if it's way off. Like, you
like
gotta
this past
oh,
one.
No, like
I just imagine like the person that set that gap watching that race, like halfway through they go, "Son of a bitch, that's not good."
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's tough.
Throw a local caution.
Yeah.
Try to
That
spread
didn't
it
help
back out.
either.
Yeah.
So like, is that the gap's fault that they didn't hold the caution for the Pro 4s? No.
Yeah.
Was the gap going to be okay? We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, they held the entire class down to 40 miles an hour, and then Pro 4 is just wide open. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that ate up 8 seconds alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, because it was, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, top 5 greatest of all time pro buggy drivers.
Top 5 greatest pro buggy drivers of all time. Number 1, Scott Schwabe.
Okay.
And when I'm picking like greatest drivers, like obviously there's a lot that goes into it for me. It's not necessarily like the accolades that they get, but like what they've done for the sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Scott has been in it. I think his dad, Scott's dad, had one of the first short course races in this area on his property, like years ago.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah. So he's been in it forever. And if anybody knows Scott Schwabe, he'll give you the shirt off his back if you need it. They're just super nice. And Ryan's, a great guy. He's been one of my best friends for 20 some years. He was the best man at my wedding. So like, that's family. So there might be some bias there, but I don't give a shit. So Scott's number 1. I would say number 2 would probably be, it's hard. I want to put Steinhardt there because that's also the same thing. Like, helps anybody that needs it, and he's done a ton for the sport.
Yeah.
Badass driver. Dude can drive too. But like, I don't like he did so much in 1600. Like, I want him to be solidified as a golden goat in 1600 single buggy forever.
Yeah.
So if anybody asks me later on, or if I ever come back to this and you ask me about 1600, like, I get to use them twice, just so you know. So,
yeah.
Steinhardt.
Oh yeah, you can reuse them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we don't reuse them, Pro 4 gets really complicated.
Yeah. I think these might kind of get out of order, but John Frana, innovator, like basically outlawed 4-wheel drive by himself. The dude was
That was
a crazy engineer.
The Spider.
It looked like he had clear panels, 4-wheel drive. Yeah. That was cool. So he did a lot of like ingenuity, and he ran really good a lot. Steve Creeman should be up there. Steve Creeman was a hell of a driver. He made a beam car last in that class way longer than he ever should have. Really good driver. Number 5, Todd Lemons. Dude was sick in the stadium stuff.
Yeah.
It was crazy what he could do in a stadium with a pro buggy. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm standing.
You said
I
a
didn't
lot of
even
names
think
I
of
didn't.
Pro Stadium. Yeah.
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 A lot of names I didn't even know.
Really?
To be honest.
Which
yeah.
one didn't you know?
The last.
Lemons?
Time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have put Meister somewhere in there.
Yeah, but we're talking like all time, man. He might have another 10 years in that. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Like, I hate to be too recent and put myself in a box.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I don't have like tons of history on the pro buggy for history wise, so that's why more recency bias comes to my mind.
And I don't even think about accolades really. I don't sit and think, well, who had the most wins? It's like, well, who can drive? Because Scott Schwabe was one hell of a driver, and who's done the most for the sport, right? That's a big part for me.
Yeah.
Is like, who's done the most for the sport to make sure everybody can keep racing, and always has it. Like, he was a class rep for a while, so like and Schwabe was always trying to make sure that the racers are being taken care of. So that goes a long ways for me.
So not necessarily pro buggy, but any class. Who do you think is a good candidate for Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame, man. I think Steinhardt and Schwabe should 1,000% be first ballot Hall of Famers. Scott Taylor, I think he's in there already.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
But like people who aren't in there already, yeah. I think Scott Schwabe should be in there. Steinhardt should be in there.
It's tough because like just recently it feels like short course is starting to get more representation.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, in previous years guys have went in, but it seems very recent that short course guys are getting considered more than ever. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to start seeing a big wave of, like you said, guys that should be in there. Hopefully getting, their award to, join the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they're allocating 1 out of whatever, 6, I think it is.
Yeah.
That they do a year, or maybe it's even 5.
And that the Hall of Fame's kind of getting a little weird for me too, because they're doing like best influence or whatever. They have all these categories. Yeah. So I actually kind of get lost in like who's an off-road Hall of Famer anymore, right? Yeah. So it's hard for me to keep track. I just know who I think should be in there is like Hall of Fame status, Yeah. But it's also tough because they put people in that are still racing. So it's like, well, that's weird, Rob Mack's in the Hall of Fame. He should be. Like, don't get it twisted. Rob Mack's one of the best ever. But, like, I think it should be more like pro sports kind of where, like, you got to wait your 5 years.
Yeah. Once you're done racing, you got your period of time.
Right. And just it kind of just elevates, like, how important it is. I think when you start to add too much, it kind of gets watered down.
Yeah, you got to find the fine line because you're running it between they're not racing anymore, but they're also not here anymore.
Yeah. But, like, Kyle Duke should have been put in immediately, right? I think he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Did a lot for the sport, raced for a long time, kicked a lot of ass. Johnny Greaves should go in there.
He's in.
He is? Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah, CJ should go in when he retires from short course.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, now that you start adding guys in their racing career.
Yeah, like it's tough. Like,
because when do you start putting CJ in?
I know.
Yeah.
Because at some point he's going in, but when do you give him that honor then?
Yeah.
You know who's getting in this year that kind of surprised me? That they're not in. I'm surprised that they weren't already in. Ricky Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that was, I guess, I don't know if he's like.
He still races, though, so that's another thing. That's where I get.
But is it like just pickup races? Like
no, he races the Legends in the desert in Score. He races with, I think he races with Gus Vildosola, Tavo's dad. Yeah, I think he races the Legends trophy truck.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if it was just like a once a year he decides to pick something up or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's where you get into that weirdness of when are you actually retired, right?
Yeah, because I think a lot of, once they retire, they're still going to be like, oh, you need somebody to drive drive that truck? I suppose I'd just take her out for just one lap.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe 12 others.
But then it's tough, too, is like, do you have a desert and then a short course division? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they usually try to do, like you said, a bunch of divisions. They try to do something that's desert, then somebody that's short course, somebody that's, like, in the marketing type stuff or industry. So,
which is cool. I just don't want to see it get too watered down. Like, I want those guys... I want those true OGs like held in like the highest honor, Yeah. Give them those bronze shoulder things. Yeah. What are those called? Busts, I think.
Yeah, the busts. Yeah.
Give them one of those. Chisel it. You imagine how good Steinhardt would look with a bronze bust, dude. He'd look great.
Like the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yeah. Everybody gets one.
Have you been to the banquet yet?
The Offer Hall of Fame? Yeah, I went in 2018. Yeah. I don't know why I was invited. I don't remember, but I was there.
We're going to try to go this year. You should join us.
Let me know. I live down the street. So.
Oh, that's right.
I was going to say, it's not a very far drive for them.
Like 20 minutes to South Point from my house. So, and I know the guys that own the South Point. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
going back to now kind of current conversation about Crandon and Bark River, who do you think is the toughest competition for you in the pro buggy class?
Myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be the hardest one to get by because I'm always going to be looking at the lap times and wondering, like, why do I did that last year. Very first time in the car, I'm like, why am I 4 or 5 seconds off the leaders? Dude, you never been in the car before. What are you doing? It's like, well, that doesn't matter. Why am I not,
Yeah.
So, yeah, biggest for me is going to be me.
Yeah.
And I don't have enough time in the car or enough experience to go out there and say, well, I think I could run with blah blah blah, so I think so and so should be my bet. Like, no, that ain't. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna run laps. I'm gonna drive what I can drive. I'm not gonna get in anybody's way. I'm not gonna let anybody push me around, but I'm not gonna get in anybody's way. I'm not gonna be a douche. I'm just gonna go run laps and try to have fun and learn. I just want to be a sponge. I want to soak it all up. I want to learn everything that I can do, and that's the biggest competitor for me is gonna be me, 1,000%.
So, if you average a top 5 for Bark River weekend, does your game plan change for Crandon? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have this plan, and then you're gonna put the helmet on, and the green flag's gonna drop, and that plan's gonna change. But
sort of, yeah. I do okay. Where like they always tell you, like the racers put the helmets on and leave the brains in the trailer. I don't do that. I'm with it. And I can like recall the whole race, every detail. And I also know like I don't want to ruin anybody's day because I build my car myself and I know how much work it is. Yeah. So I don't want to cause anybody that amount of work that we don't need to. Yeah. So I'm very aware of stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like if I were to go into Bark River and have some form of success that exceeds what I'm thinking, then it's going to be very hard for me to not go into Crandon going, all right, here we go. Like, this could be, like, let's go see what we got. But like I said, I don't have anywhere near as much seat time in the car as I need to have the confidence because I think I can run with, like, some sort of a pace with them at some point soon. Like, I think I can pick it up all right.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I liked Pro Buggy, other than knowing them very well and being around them my entire adult life, is the technicality. It's one of the hardest cars to drive in short course, in desert too. It's like one of the hardest vehicles to pick up. Just the technicality of a cutter brake and the shifting and the open wheel and how technical it is to get grip and all that stuff. So that's why I really am looking forward to that. But yeah, dude, I mean, we're talking, I need a lot more time to even have an ounce of confidence that I could go even smell the back bumper of one of those fellas, like, well, I'm sitting here going, I don't even, like, I gotta go chase Kai Graff. Like, I was chasing Kai Graff at Fall Crandon, I felt really good, and then like we were still 4 seconds off per lap from Schwabe and Uribe and like all those guys. So I got a lot of learning to do, so, which I love that part of the process. Like, that's one of my favorite things, is to really dive in and get technical and nerd out. And like, I spent a lot of time on my car and my chassis, and like other people probably go, it's dirt, it doesn't matter.
That matters.
You're right. It probably doesn't matter an extra degree of this and a tenth of that. Like, I get it. But for me, because I have so much anxiety and I'm a psychopath, I have to make sure it's perfect. And it is what it is. Like, I just have to.
Well, the big part of it too is like, of all those drivers you were naming, have books and books and books of history of how the track reacts, what to do in different situations. Yours is just starting, so it's...
And laps, right?
Yes.
They have real world seat of the pants experience.
Yep.
And like, I've driven a lot of stuff, but it doesn't compare. You're in traffic the whole time.
Yeah.
And you don't want to screw up I don't want to screw up anybody's day. So I am going to be thinking a lot more going into every turn and, setting up or giving people room or whatever, Like, I was at Thursday qualifying day last year because it rained really bad on like Wednesday. So when we hit the qualifying, like, the track was one line and the rest of it was just crap, like terrible grease. And there's so many cars, I was last. And by the time I took the green flag in qualifying, the leader was coming through Argonne.
Yeah.
So I was like, and this was my first time on the track because we didn't have practice. I was like, oh my Lord, we got to go. So I'm trying to figure out what my life is about. And then, my spotter gets on the radio. Scott Schwabe was my spotter, like probably one of the best to have, and he's got more laps than most. And he's like, I get through turn 1, I hit the first jump, I land, and he's like, leaders are coming up on you. I'm like, golly, I just started.
Just get out of here.
So then me, like being how I am, like I'm, even if I think that they're close, I'm out into the slot. Like just go, just let me know when I can pull back in. Yeah. And I'm still learning the car. It was just kind of a hectic thing, but I was way off. I qualified like crap, but then I kind of gained some confidence in the Challenge Cup thing and started to push the pace and like learned how the car reacts to certain things. And then Saturday was really good. Like I pushed it, you know, to the point where I was comfortable and wasn't going to do anything crazy. And people were dropping like flies as parking lot out there. I ended up taking 7th, which was sick.
That's awesome.
And then I had a ton of confidence going into Sunday.
Too much confidence?
No, it's just I started like crap because I couldn't get the car in first gear. Fortins are kind of a pain in the butt, and I was just struggling. So I had to do a second gear start. So I was way back. And then there was a caution, and I was like, we're doing a restart. Let's go. Second chance. I'm good. Yeah. Couldn't get the car in first again. I was like, oh. So I had to do a second gear start. I was way back. And then I was like, all right, well, I'll just deal with it and kind of take it one step at a time. And a couple laps in, I started to catch Kai Graf. Yeah. And going into the switchback before Argonne, I went from like 7 cars back to like half a car back. So I don't know if he got loose or whatever. And I had to get on because I'm not going to hit him, dude. Like it's just because if I hit him, like I'll probably get out of it fine and he'll be dead side in Broadway just to get smoked. Yeah. And so I lifted and got on the brakes really hard, but my car was unloading through there. So I got sideways, and then I don't have enough experience to correct with the cutter brake yet.
Oh, catch it, yeah.
So I was just trying to pedal it, and then it finally just kind of slid to a stop. And then Jordan Bernlohr came through and just clobbered me. And I was out, and he was out. So we got to spectate from the best seat in the house. By the way, if you break down anywhere on the track, right there is the best spot to do it. To watch those cars come into Argonne on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Sick. Yeah.
I bet that's a pretty cool view. Probably one
makes
you don't
feel
want
a lot better when you're sad about not being racing. You know,
I was gonna say probably a view you don't want to see a ton, but if you're there, it's cool.
Yeah.
So I felt bad. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, there's nothing you can do. I was like, well, probably something I could have done. If I had a little bit more experience, I might have been able to save it.
Give her a little. Yeah.
Just a little touch, but. Now we know, right? Real world experiences. I just put that in the pocket and put it in the notebook. And next time I don't do stupid shit and take people out and take myself out. So now we learn.
So most people will be probably listening to this while they drive up to Park River. So are you getting any test time or?
No.
No.
I wanted to get test time at the track and it just didn't work out. Yeah. So yesterday I ran the car at Schwabi's. So like, shout out to the Schwabi's. Like they let me park my stuff there. They let me use their shop, which is huge. My dad would too, but like it just there's a lot more parking over there. So like my enclosed trailer, because I use it for my business and racing, my enclosed trailer stays there all the time. So super thankful for them. I was gonna try to get some test time, but then like scheduling didn't work, and I couldn't get out here soon enough. And then I was like, well, maybe I can last minute do something, and then the car had issues, so then I kind of worked on that. But I ran it yesterday and I got enough time in it to feel okay to go into practice. And if I get a couple minutes this week, I might run it some more again. But yeah, no testing. It makes me a little nervous, but I'll be all right.
That's what they make
you
practice.
Got it.
That's what they make practice for. Those 3-4 laps.
Yeah, I'd say if you're not nervous and you have 0 seat time and you're going into it like I'm gonna be something, like you're probably in the wrong spot. You know, like you got to be realistic. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to pick it up and I'm sure I'll do fine. But like at the same time, like I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Look out, boys," because look out, because I might be spinning out. Like you know what I mean? Like
Jordan, don't hit me this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay the heck out of everybody's way. But if I get that fast lap trophy,
that'd be pretty awesome.
We might have a different conversation going into Crandon.
Yeah.
All right.
It ain't happening, dude. Those guys can drive. Like, Meister and both the burn lowers and Drapkin. Well, Drapkin's not gonna be a Bark River, but Steinhardt, dude, Schwabe, they're just, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Schwabe is like super good at the technical tracks, man. He's just so consistent. I think it's from the hare scramble stuff that he did back in the day. He'd have to be on a bike for 2.5 hours through the woods. Yeah, so you had to
that's nuts.
And be fast and not hit a tree.
Yeah, so if you watch like those races where it's like carnage and the race runs long and the track is really technical, like that dude shines. Like he crushes it. So I learn a lot from him doing like being around him and working with him for years. Is like I learned a lot of like, dude, you don't have to be 100% on the edge of wrecking stuff all the time to be competitive and be successful. Like you just got to finish the races, right? That's the number one goal, is to finish, and then from there you kind of dial it in.
You should run a course for the Pro 4s. Give them that pep talk.
Dude, until I get in one and see how freaking fun it is to thrash the thing, and then I'm just like them, where I'm blowing shit to pieces. Like,
yeah, it's all
can't
perspective.
say much until I drive one. So.
Yeah. Want to take a moment and shout out any of the people that have helped you kind of get this program going for this?
Yeah. So my wife has been like my rock. She's been everything. She has never been around racing in her entire life, and then marries me.
And then she's, what am I doing?
Yeah, racing all the time.
Wild lifestyle change for her, right? So she's been huge in being supportive and being behind me, and just like not like she lets me work on the car 100 million hours, right? Yeah. And she gets it. Like she understands my passion and all that. So I'm very thankful for her and the support. And she's also one of my sponsors. She has a podcast as well.
Oh, awesome.
It's called the Endo Collective Co. And it's like a monthly podcast about women's health and being an advocate for women with endometriosis and POTS and like a bunch of different stuff that doesn't get a lot of attention because women's health doesn't really get taken seriously. Yeah. And so she's got a podcast and an Instagram and all that stuff to like help, give awareness and stuff like that. So they're on the car this year, Endo Collective Co. Awesome. That's one of my sponsors. Obviously, C2C Transport. That's me. That's the company that I own. That's a primary sponsor. 24/7 HVAC and Supply out of Vegas. They're one of my bigger sponsors. Spy Optics, Sherwin-Williams, Impact Safety, Maxxis Tires, Howe Performance, K1 Race Gear just signed this week. That was huge. Yeah. I just got a sick new suit from those guys. It's freaking awesome. That's awesome. And I'm not even trying to fluff. I was a little nervous because custom suits can kind of like fit goofy, especially when you're sitting. And I got in it and I was like, dude, this is amazing. They make it to where it's comfortable sitting, which is huge. And the stitching is like super bad at like, it came out very, very nice. I'm very excited.
I seen your post right before you got
here. Yeah. So very excited about that. They just hopped on board. We're going to do some cool stuff in the future. I got a lot of ideas lined up with them. We might be doing like a custom glove thing and auctioning off. So like I do a lot of conservation stuff, or I try to as much as I can for like wildlife land conservation, stuff like that. So we might be doing some collaborations with that. So stay tuned. That should be pretty cool. OGO, Triple H Contracting, Right Way Drywall and Paint. Those are huge people that have been behind me. Raceline Wheels, they just came on this year. That was cool. They want to get back into the short course stuff and the pro buggy stuff. And there might be some stuff coming down the line for the class. Like I'm going to do my best to try and get some more support for the class, because a lot of our parts are kind of hard to find. Yeah. And our niche hubs and, wheels and like, I think a set of OMF rims is like $5,000. Centerline, like the Centerline forged aluminum, they're like $5,000. It's like, all right, let's find something that can be a little bit more affordable and still like competitive too. Yeah, so we're going to work on some of that stuff. Lawrence Motorsports, anti-gravity batteries, 6 nicotine pouches, rugged radios, and then Patrick's Graphics. They just stepped on board this week too, which was huge. And so my dad has been like my biggest supporter My mom, my entire family, like everybody that's behind the program is just like the Schwabies. Like I bought the car from Schwabies, right? And they've been nothing but help. Like they'll drop everything that they're doing to help me. Like I said, I park my stuff. I use their shop. Like they've been huge. They just want to see me succeed, and I'm very grateful for that. Everybody that's ever helped me or is helping me right now, super thankful for that. Very honored and thankful that you guys brought me on here. This is awesome. Like I've never got to do something like this before, so that's awesome. And I love what you guys do for the sport. It's freaking awesome. Like just keep bringing awareness and keep trying to grow the sport as much as we can, and hopefully it can take off and we can all be rock stars, you know?
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what is your most memorable moment of your off-road history?
Most memorable moment. There was a one-off race down in Heartland, Michigan.
Okay. Is that Lower Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a one-off race. It was
remember.
like on an oval track, and there was like maybe there was a good amount of short course cars there. Like Kevin Honegraph was there, and some other guys were. And me and Schwabi went down there, and Schwabi got first and swept, and it was like the first like official Super Buggy win that we got. That's probably like the number one. Like holy shit, that's awesome. And then. Well, I thought that was. And then so my dad built a car. He bought an old 2-seater like in 2018 or 2019 or whatever. And he wanted to go racing, right? He never raced short course. He wants to go race a short course. And he really wanted to race pro buggy, but he was like, that's just crazy, unrealistic.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let's do a light buggy. So he bought this wide 2-seater from the 70s, right? And I flew out. For Christmas, I stayed for 2 weeks, and we chopped that thing up and built his first car out of that car.
Yeah.
And we raced that, and then we built another car. With the next car that we built, we copied like Illumicraft racer styling and dropped the mid rail and dropped the whole chassis really narrow, really low. And he won at Anago at a mud race. And that was like none of my accolades and none of my success ever in my life mattered at that moment. That was like the coolest thing. Like I was crying. Like I was ugly crying at my TV because I couldn't be there. And my dad just won a freaking national race in light buggy in the mud. Like the most adversity you could have.
Yeah.
And that
car that you helped build and all. Yeah.
Yeah. And like just seeing my dad was the one watching me succeed, right? And then we raced each other in snowmobiles too, so that got a little Western. But he was always like wanting me to succeed, and then it switched when we got older because he was racing and I wasn't, and I was like his supporter, like go kick it, and he won.
Cheerleader,
That is the ultimate. I don't know if I'll ever be able to top like the feeling of that moment. Like even if I were to win, I don't think that would top watching my dad win that light buggy race. It was freaking awesome. That's number one, hands down, most memorable moment.
That's awesome.
For sure. Huge.
Wait till you hit that off camber.
Yeah.
That might change your mind.
You're really setting this up.
Might have to change my pants.
Yeah. He's going to come back and be like, yeah, that's not that bad.
Or I'm going to walk over to you guys and go, what the hell was wrong with you?
No, it's really cool to see when you build something and help somebody do something to see them succeed.
And as you can tell by the story, I love helping people. Dude, I was in everybody's, I just wanted to work on stuff. I just wanted to help be a part of the process. And I wanted to, when they're on the podium, I wanted to be like, yes, dude, I help you. I put that bolt in or whatever, you know, like that was really cool. So I love helping. I'll help anybody. And I love being part of like somebody else's success. It's pretty awesome. It feels good.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Awesome. Who do you think we should have on next?
Scott Taylor. If you can get Scott Taylor on here, that'd be awesome. The amount of stories that guy had, the dude is like a genius.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I met him and I was in a Halloween costume as
You can finish the story. I mean,
I've told it a couple times. We were Off-Road Hall of Fame last year and it was on Halloween, so we're all dressed up and I'm like this nerd Mario guy in a suit and everybody else is dressed up in Mario get-ups, and us and Scott Taylor walks up to the bar, and Mikey Van was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go introduce you." I'm like, "You think right now is a good time?"
Hello, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah. So hopefully you can make that come.
Scott Taylor, big airplane guy too. So I think you could get a lot of nerd stuff out of him.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we're working on stuff for that.
I wish you could get like Scott Schwabe or Ryan Schwabe. I don't know if they'd be interested in that. It'd be great to hear them really open up and talk, because the history, the history's nuts. Steinhardt would be a good one.
What really works well with what we do on the podcast with the older generation is if they like to drink just a little bit, get a little bourbon flowing.
Couple whiskey snakes.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, those old time stories start just going.
Yeah.
And it's great.
Yeah, that would be sweet. Scott would be a good. He's got a wealth of knowledge and he knows a lot.
Yeah.
My dad would probably be. I think my dad would be cool to have on here because he's got a crazy, weird memory for all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you guys are doing great with your guests. Like, it's really cool to see like the different mix of everybody. You're not just going for the freaking all stars. You're not going for the big fellas.
Yeah,
having them on is cool,
we're getting,
right?
And we're getting a lot of the all stars from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think that's awesome. But yeah, I think Scott Taylor would be like the first one. I'm like, let's hear what this guy has to say for sure. I think it would be good. Has anybody said him yet?
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know if anyone directly had said him.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember, honestly, but we have hopefully a couple cool things coming up.
Yeah.
You want to say it right now? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I've learned not to jinx things.
Yes.
or to talk things too loud and they get picked up by. So unless you got something else, I mean.
No, I don't got anything else, but it was awesome having you on, and just go out there and enjoy Bark River and enjoy that right-hander.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you. Hey, listen, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. And glad I could make the trip. It's been kind of hectic, but I'm glad I could make it. It's worth it. So, thank you.
Now you got a couple days to relax, hopefully, and then hit the track.
There ain't no relaxing. I got a trailer to load. I got to make sure the car's done.
Yeah.
Hit her wide open.
It's race week. Is that relax race week? That doesn't.
Yeah. I have to go shopping. I'm in charge of shopping for all the food and all that stuff.
Oh,
I got to do that too.
10 phone calls to the wife later.
Yeah. Are you Yeah. I can't wait to get all the wrong stuff. It should be great. Love you, babe. But,
yeah. They make an app where they can just do it and somebody else puts it in a bag.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
No.
Can't mess it up then.
Real quick, I know that we got to wrap this up. Who is your number one all-time, no bullshit, holy grail short course driver? Ooh. Number one, it doesn't matter what class, it doesn't matter what rank, it doesn't matter. Just who is the one guy that you put above everybody else?
I'm a bit. I'll say two of them so that there's a little bit of time
already.
Well, okay.
You get one, dude.
All right, I get one.
Top cream of the crop, best ever in your mind. Doesn't matter how you come up with that metric. I don't care how you come up with it.
Best or greatest. Greatest.
The guy that is your god in short course.
Okay. If we go greatest, I'll say Johnny.
Johnny Greaves?
Yeah.
Got it.
Just because, like we said earlier, like what's been done for the sport.
Yep.
Everything like that, and accolades.
Yep.
And CJ's chasing his tail.
Yep.
Very close.
I like that.
Man, I don't want to copy you, but I mean, I do like Johnny Greaves. Like, that's where my mind was going instantly. Mm-hmm. I guess, like, if I'm taking out of, like, if I just don't want copycat. So I guess for me personally, like, I think the biggest, like, thing for the sport or that got me continue to involve more, it has to be somebody out of the Lemke or Hawkers for me, and I probably would say Todd.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have a ton of, like, the actual, like, racing knowledge of how the cars work, the buggies, but, like, when I hung out with them all the time, he would, like, oh, yeah, this is what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and, like, just being able to hang out with that family as long as I have.
Yeah.
Like, that's been a big influence to keep me involved in the sport.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
Would your answer be different if it was any instead of just the pro buggy? So if we ask you the same question.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like a homer, but it's got to be Scott Schwabe. That's got to be the one guy that in short course I put, because he's been through it all, man. I mean, that dude was changing back when he ran the same chassis, 2 different classes. He'd change the motor overnight, right? Or the same day he'd change it for the afternoon race. Like, dude, he'd show up in a box truck, unload the thing from a box truck, like that. That would be like the all-time, like. And I sound like a complete homer, and I apologize, but that, like, I put him top.
So I think,
and then Rick Huseman as like a secondary. Like, Rick Huseman was like incredible what he could do behind the wheel, and how humble and how nice. Like, you could literally walk up to the guy, and he was a superstar. You know, cover of dirt sports, you don't just get to walk up to him and start asking questions about why his truck's got tiny little shocks on it. But I did, and it was awesome. You know.
I think we just gave the perfect example of why off-road's so great. Like, we all 3 said somebody that, like, affected us, not just because they won a bunch of races.
Right. Yeah. Well, Kyle LeDuc had 300 wins. Well, I understand, but Kyle LeDuc didn't affect me personally the way that some other people did. I have a lot of respect for what he did. Yeah. It's really sad that he's not with us anymore, because I think he'd still be out there kicking ass. Yeah. But at the same time, like, it just, you know, I have my people that really affected why I'm here today. The reason why I'm here today and talking to you guys and talking about racing a pro buggy is because of freaking Scott Schwabe, right? And my dad. Yeah. You know, if it wasn't for Scott, that none of this would be happening, you know? And he taught me so much, and how to work on cars, and, you know, how to race and all that stuff. So, and my dad, same thing. He taught me how to freaking race a snowmobile and a pedal bike and all this other stuff, and taught me how to have racecraft and keep your brain in. You know, that my dad he's that guy that he thinks a lot about every move he makes on the track. He's very technical and methodical. So
that's cool.
That reminds me of you just shared that memory with me not too long ago. But Burke River, first year I started racing, we were allowed to do goggles and a Leah brace. And somebody on that right-hander went for a ride. Ooh. And then they pulled us in the trailer and said, no more Leah braces and closed helmets.
Yeah.
I had neither of those things. Oh, and I'm walking around the pits, and none other but Johnny Greaves says, here's my helmet, here's my neck restraint.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, maybe if that day didn't go that way, I'd probably say, you know, screw short course.
Yeah.
And I would have went and done whatever else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool moment.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have you ever had a reverse question to wrap it up?
Not to wrap it up, but there's been guests that throw it at us.
One more, and then we'll call it. One more, and we'll call it.
Yeah.
You got to cut one class. Cut it. Have to. No question. You only have to cut one. I wish I could cut 9.
I could cut a few more.
One class you have to cut, and it has to help. It has to help grow the sport, right? You have to. This isn't just cutting because you want to drink beer at a different time on the side of the hill, right?
Yeah.
This is something to help. This has to help the sport grow in a direction that's best for everybody.
Pro light.
That's not fair. Come on, you cherry picking son of a gun.
Here, I'm just gonna.
No, it's too easy. Dang.
I'll just get that hate mail going.
Because it helps the sport.
All right. I'm cutting 170. I'm cutting 570. 570. If you wreck a front control arm, you can't even get it. I'm cutting Youth 1000 because it's manufacturer one-sided base. I'm cutting Pro Light and the Pro-Am Turbo thing.
Got it.
And I'm adding Class 11.
Wow, you've really changed your tune.
I like that.
I
I
am
like
shocked.
that.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I am shocked there's not another class in there, but I'll leave that alone.
There might be another one. What one am I missing?
Which stock truck is it?
Oh, yeah. But you're right.
What?
They go right in hand. It's the same problem Pro Light has.
Come on, man.
It's the same problem Pro Light has.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. No, I'm absolutely.
It's true.
It's the same gaps. It's the same car
Unfortunately,
count.
recent years, truck count has went down in stock truck.
Yeah.
2-3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, different conversation.
Yeah.
Recent,
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we're ending that on the fact that our houses might be burnt down by the time we get home from Park River.
Yeah. It's all right. We'll build a new house.
But the thing is, it's not the drivers.
No.
Like, I want the drivers to go to, if that class isn't there, I want them still racing.
Yeah.
It's
not the drivers, it's not the series, right? It's just like, what can we do to grow the sport in a different direction? Then maybe we cut some of the fat out to get some more room in the schedule to have ideas to do other things. But right now, the schedule's so packed, there isn't even room to have a conversation about what we can and can't do to grow, right? And that's the issue.
Yep.
Like, for me, I'm cutting Pro 4 because of my Pro 2 deal where I want all the drivers to just race each other, and then we don't have trucks that break from a side impact, and we have more vehicles in the class, and then we make that like the permit, like put up all the money and get more money, right? We got to figure out purses to keep people around, which is a whole nother podcast, by the way.
Yes.
I could go on for hours about how to get that figured out, but I digress. And then like just trimming the fat and getting like just, I hate to say it, but hey man, you're going to have to go race another class. Like this is for the betterment of everybody.
Yeah.
We just,
and I think they as a series, they have to start putting that foot down and saying, you know what, your class is ending. We get that you have money, but we'll give you a year advance. That's it.
I know, but are they nervous about losing overall count?
I think so.
Because the cost whatever it costs to pay the tracks isn't going down. The insurance premiums aren't going down. Like the cost of operations and TV packages, that's not going down.
Yeah.
And then we bitch about an entry fee going up $20, right? So it's like you have to have this balance. And then it's like, well, we got to dump more money back into the purse to keep people around, because the problem with short course is it's economy driven. So when the economy is on the rise or on the fall is when you see the most car counts and you see the most cars stick around. And then when that starts to, slide or dip or hit its low or hit its high, then the car counts start to go away. And it's certain classes, right? Like I remember when Pro Buggy didn't have hardly anything. Like I remember when Pro Buggy was pretty light and we were pretty nervous, and they were thinking about putting us with side-by-sides at one point, right? And it was like, whoa. And then all of a sudden now in my opinion, we're one of the premier classes, right? We've got we had more trucks than Pro 2 at one point. Or sorry, we had more cars than Pro 2 at one point, right? So it's like, you got to chase these ebbs and flows, and we got to figure out how to get more marketing partners in and maybe increase the TV packages to try and get more market share that is purchasable and enticing, and then get those numbers bumped up so that way we can maybe dump more money into the purse, because like
that alone would get people back. Like, and like you said, it's a whole nother conversation, but how many other races are out there? 100,000 to win. 10,000 to win.
Yeah.
That's non-existent in short course.
Right. And in short course, yes. Like King Hammers, they offered a bunch of money, ended up not paying. Well, that's a whole nother thing. But like Desert Rate, like Snore, Snore's a prime example. They give back more money than any other racing series ever. Like,
so do we think that a small purse is the problem for Pro 4?
For Pro 4?
Yeah.
I think that, in my opinion, kind of goes hand in hand with the cost of the vehicle and then the purse.
Yeah.
Because if you win, like, you could sweep the entire series. You could win every single race, both cup races, never be beaten, and you're not covering your costs.
Yeah.
Right? And that's one of the issues with, if you're going to talk about premier classes, and I try not to so hard to do a comparison between circle track, like professional dirt circle track racing.
Yeah.
But there is an algorithm that seems to be working when Bobby Pierce has won almost $3 million this year in prize money. And I know darn well it ain't costing him $3 million to run that World Outlaws Super Late.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So like, there's just like, we got like, if short course could take anything from other sports, it would be, how the heck can we make that happen with partners? Because that's where all the money comes from, right? Is the contingency and the series sponsors and the TV package and the World of Outlaws and all that, like all that stuff is part of it. And High Limit, one of High Limit's things for the sprint car series, the High Limit sprint car series started to do like, what do you call them? Like charters. Like you would buy a charter into the series like NASCAR does, right? To try and and then you're locked in. And then you're promised more purse money over the course of 3 years if you have a charter, rather than being an open car. And all that money gets pulled from the TV packages and the series partners. It's the same thing NASCAR does. When you buy a charter, there's more money available to you on your weekly and series championship purses because you own a charter. If you're an open car, you're not eligible for that. So you don't get a piece of the NBC pie or the Amazon pie or whatever. So like, I don't know if they're like, the problem is we got to try to get short course to be a more, in today's, again, you talk about hate mail. I'm going to get hate mail. We need to get short course to be a more palatable product for the general humans.
Yes.
To spread to different areas, because everybody says, well, it's the best kept secret. Well, quit keeping it a secret then, right? Let's figure out how to bump this baby up and get it to all these different corners of the country that have no idea what the heck we are. Yeah. And these millions of NASCAR, they're all gearheads, dude. They'd all love this shit, but they just can't find it. They can't see it. So get that spread out, build a product that's very clean, very professional, that we're handing off to the consumer, and then you start to go get marketing partners and series sponsors and can bring contingency back to where it matters, right? And then start building this purse money that we can give back to people, right? I don't think, and I just use this because it's popular, but winning 30 grand for a Pro 2 versus Pro 4 Red Bull Cup on Sunday, I just don't see it as being enough money. And I'll also make the same argument, the All-Star race for NASCAR. It's still $1 million. It's been $1 million since 1993.
Yeah.
Okay,
inflation.
And not even that. It's just like, not even inflation. It's just, we're in 2026, dude. There's got to be more than $1 million to give back to the All-Star winner in NASCAR, right? Yeah. There's got to be more than 30 grand to give back to the winner of Pro 2, Pro 4 at the Amsoil, Borg, Warner, Red Bull Cup, whatever the hell it is now. There's got to be a way. We just have to find the algorithm that works. And I know it's very difficult. It's a very hard job. And I know that Champ spends a ton of money trying to get Flow Sports and the delayed broadcast with FS1, and that's awesome. And Amazon Prime.
That's sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I want to give them as many flowers as I possibly can. This is not cutting down on them. But we have to try to get, that's the thing, is like this dirt circle track shit. Some races pay to start.
Yeah.
Pay $1,500 a night to get to the main. Why don't we try to do something like that? It doesn't have to be $1,500.
Yeah.
Why don't we try 100? Let's try that. Hey, you make but we don't have enough cars to freaking have qualifying to send people home, right?
Yeah.
So then it's like, how do you even introduce something like that when you don't have enough cars to send home?
Yeah.
Well, we're only going to let 2 Pro 4s race because there's 6. Right? Well, that ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that.
And that's the tough part, too. And we could get really long-winded here, but that if you want to put your best foot forward, you want to do it with your best class. Is really leading off with the current iteration of Pro 4 the best foot at this point? It's probably not.
I think when you're talking purse issues, I think we need to work our way from the bottom up. Like, we need to give our attention to the guys that are putting all their paycheck into just going and racing. Let's make it affordable for them. Let's make it so it can be something that maybe even turns green in the checkbook balance sheet.
I don't think sportsmen should have to pay for camping or wristbands. If you want me to get real crazy, and I'm going to have some tracks with headhunters coming after me by saying this, but I don't think sportsmen racers should have to pay for camping or wristbands. I think it should be part of the program. I think it should be part of the deal.
Yeah, I think they get their entry wristband.
Well,
you tell me.
Well, that got goofy too, because they like raised the entry fees, but then said that we could have 2 wristbands.
Oh, so it was.
But then you're locked in at that price. Okay. So like, it's whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. Okay. It's tough to run a business. I understand, but it's just like, I think the pros should. Sorry about it. I think pros should pay for camping and wristbands. Yeah. I think sportsmen should not. I think sportsmen, like when you talk about starting at the bottom, let's get their pocketbooks a little relief. Right, and see how that turns out. Because if you give a sportsman a little bit more room in their pocket, what happens? They might move up a class.
Yeah.
They might move up another class. They might be a pro someday.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to focus on. Because on the pro level, I mean, I don't want to say that the purse doesn't mean anything to them, but I think a lot of those guys they're playing that game because that's what they enjoy and they're able to do that. Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know what a Pro 2 win pays now?
Not enough to put
like $2,500 or something?
Pro 2?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
I think you could win both week or both days in a weekend, and you'd be hard pressed to cover your costs for that weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it's like even you think about it in the desert world, like the McMillans are going out there because this is what they enjoy to do, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I talked with Mark McMillan a couple weeks ago, and they're in the green, buddy.
Yeah, okay. I shouldn't have brought up desert because I don't know it good enough.
But
I said that and I was like, no.
But we're talking about a very, very select few in the desert that are making this work. I know some 1,600 guys that make money racing in the desert because they go cherry pick the big payouts.
Oh, yeah.
And they're badass. Bud Ward's one of them, right? Bud Ward will go. There's a pro buggy guy, right? There's another name.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he'll go chase the money, and they can, on the right year, if everything works right, they can make money. And like McMillan's, the amount of money that they're getting from Monster, and they go win the Baja 1000, and it's 30, 50 grand to win it after all your bonuses and all this stuff, and then what you have built into contracts. I'm sure like CJ and Johnny and all these top guys probably have the same stuff, like after X amount of wins or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I think Connor Schultz has been the highest paid short course racer in
Probably.
a couple of years,
versus the cost, I'm sure.
Yeah. The big thing is you're even seeing that with circle track racing. The big drivers are hunting the big paychecks because if you do it right and you're good, you can churn a profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
you
for
run
those guys, if you pick the right one and you win 100,000, well, your whole year's set there.
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby Pierce is the one. I mean, he wins everything that's 40 grand to win and up.
Yep.
So it's like he's going after those, and man.
So I think we got great conversation here, and we're hitting 3 hours. And I think that, maybe we I'll research a little bit more so I'm more a little ready, and then maybe we could even regroup before Crandon or after Crandon.
You let me know.
And we could even hash this out even more.
Let me know.
Because I think
I'll let you know how shitty Bark River goes.
we're on the verge of another 2-hour conversation.
I'm telling you right now, I am taking my camera and I'm sitting on the right hander for buggy.
Oh no!
Just for you.
Yeah. Let me know. I'll come back anytime. This is awesome. You guys are sweet.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Well,
Well,
we really
once
thank you
again,
for
appreciate coming on, and it was awesome, and look forward to our further conversations on how to make it better.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix short course, everybody. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna say we ain't leaving here till it's fixed. Next time you tune in to me,
Has said everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.